Word of our community's acclaim spreads. A new follower. Word of our community's acclaim spreads. community's acclaim spreads.
Hello and welcome everyone to another fantastic Saturday here on the Exploding Dice channel. My name is Askren. I am your host and dungeon master for the evening. And welcome to another horrifying and skin-crawling episode of The Writhing Moon. Hopefully we have a great show for you lined up, guys. We're gonna get started in a second. What's going on, Judo Killer, Firebringer, and all of our returning friends? Hello, everyone. Let's start our show as we always do by saying hello to our cast. We have with us, of course, a freshly resurrected, limbs sewn on in all the right places. That took a couple of tries, but finally we have him back, Mr. Speedy. How's it going, my man? Yeah, sure. Tell us who you're playing.
Who has a bit of a problem. Something happened to him and he goes a little bit mad every time that he sees blood. He's obsessed with it, and the mere sight of it can drive him to do dangerous things. He loses control of himself, and nothing can stop him from lashing out at those around him. And he's been going more and more mad by the day.
Oh yeah, as we saw last episode or so, he went pretty goddamn mad and got pretty goddamn dangerous. And of course, I have to drop a huge, guys, show some love in chat for Mr. Toonarth coming in every time. Clutch, he says, preemptive strike, nat 20s for all. That is, of course, gonna, as you guys have, in chat, have, I guess, decided that these people are not allowed to play without a complete stable of nat 20s. So we don't roll dice here, we just use natural 20s. That is
into the talents.
I mean, every single one is an exploding dice.
Every
You
one
just
of
make
them.
sure they're live.
Every die has pre-exploded. That's the way we need it. Thank you, Toonarth. Oh my god, thank you so much. And we will talk a little bit more about all that in just a second, but thank you so much, my friend. ED Tuna is not a command, but it should be.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
I actually made that. Like I said, I made that emote, but it didn't get approved, and so I never went back. I never went back and redid it because, you know, I needed a higher res picture. Din.
But we need it.
Din. How are you doing, man?
Oh, good. Yeah, what up? Din Money here. I'm in the chat, Din Money, and on Twitter and everything. And I'm also rocking the Dice Thulu shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Just got it in the mail last week, so I just wanted to drop that in here.
I've been wearing mine on the last couple streams too.
Yeah, excellent. This is my first opportunity, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
I tell you, awesome. So what's up, everybody? I'm an artist and game developer, and tonight I'll be playing Ulrich the White, Templar of the Jet, and basically just a badass old dude with a huge sword and a spear, ready to knock some heads around and protect my friends here. So it's gonna be a good session. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And next, of course, we have the extremely fluffy four.
Hi guys, it's me, your perfect, beautiful, fluffy friend. I'm 4, and I'm playing Gurney Abel. Din, you inspire me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, do it.
Gurney Abel, as some of you might know, is a cartographer of Kalemore. He is someone infatuated with the structure and the integrity and the cultural ramification of this, well, society. Fortunately, it's taken a turn for the worst, as has been kind of the rolling trend of everything that is happening on this night that Ernie can't seem to wake up from. Blood has kind of turned everything upside down, and he's trying to find a way to turn it right side up, whether it's from below the city or in other dimensions.
A generous bestowal.
Well, gracious. And he also has a gaping gastric fistula that he can shoot necrotic energy smoke, and apparently we're trying to get a TM trademark name on them. Right now I think we're calling them gunk babies. Gunk
Gunk babies.
But he can make all sorts of
baby,
things
yeah.
out of that factory of necrosis that seems to be eating away and rebuilding itself. But yeah, he just wants to make everything better, and it's not working. It's not working.
Trash babies. Yes,
Yeah, cat babies.
absolutely. And thank you so much, Judo Killa, who says, love our cast, but our DM needs love as well. 2 nat 20s for Askren. Oh, man. I still have a couple
Who
from
did that?
I still have a couple that I
Son
never
of a
got to use in the last fight.
Yeah, that was when the tide turned against us. We're like, yeah, we're kicking ass. This is so awesome. And it's just
Lord.
like,
Thank you.
ugh, ugh.
Well, thank you so much,
Oh,
Judo
gosh.
Killa. And of course, last but not least, we have the ever radiant Lisa. How is it going?
It's really good. I started learning how to twirl a lightsaber today.
Don't cut your hand off.
Yeah.
It wasn't a real one. Shh.
Oh, okay.
I'm Lisa Lee, and I am playing Vesper Keening, and she is the chatelaine of the palace of the Lady Morgul and Queen Morgul. And when I get mad, I get a little banshee.
That's not like with an EE. That's like the adjective banshee, like BANSHEY.
Get a little banshee. Yeah. Trying to work on it, Garpy, but
Nice.
I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quick wit.
absolutely.
Goodness.
And of course, my name's Askin, and I'm your dungeon master for the evening.
Aren't you gonna tell us all the characters you're gonna play?
Yeah, I'm gonna play all of them.
all of the ones.
I'm gonna play each and
And
every
give
one.
an entire backstory for all of them as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tell us
I
that.
need
So
a
there's
summary.
this man named Simon, and he is no.
I know. I should have stopped to talk to every one of the dancers on the dance floor last
Oh,
time.
you should have.
So, okay, for those of you who are just joining us or are who have joined us before, of course, this is Writhing Moon, an open legend horror campaign, which means that we will be building some horror atmosphere, or endeavoring to, which means once we get through our announcements and stuff, any donations that pop up, we will be they will be incorporated, but we will generally not be sort of calling out those and followers and stuff. We'll save those until the end, just for the sake of the atmosphere and the immersion. Of course, we do have some announcements. The most major one being tonight. Tonight is going to be you have 2 hours left to get in on that Dwarven Forge giveaway that's been going on for over a month. I extended it for about 10 days because we had changed up the prizes and I wanted people to get some time to kind of get their entries in. You have 2 hours left if you have not already entered, and then at the end of the session we'll be announcing the 3 winners. There are 3 prize tiers. 2 of them include sets of Dwarven Forge, and one of them includes some cool exploding dice swag, so lots of cool stuff going out. Of course, I know I am a little bit behind on shipping out other giveaways and stuff. I will try and get those all out at the same time. Just had some issues this past week, but bear with me. We also may be teasing our next giveaway. I don't know. We may be giving away some hints about what it is. And
It's ridiculous.
it is. And you guys haven't seen
It is ridiculous.
you haven't seen all of it either.
Ridiculous.
Oh gosh.
I'm already so jealous of whoever is getting this thing. I can't even handle it.
Yeah.
I can't even. I literally cannot even handle it.
She was
has to
freaking
leave
out.
the stream just to deal
I
with it.
screamed
Yeah.
a couple
She'll be
times.
back.
I literally screamed.
She went banshee on us.
I went banshee. I couldn't help it.
Of course, if you have not already, guys, please hit that retweet link. Tell everyone that you're hanging out with us and enjoying the show. We are going to be having a lot of fun, and we'd love for you all to join us here and watch. That's the announcements. Of course, our shows, as always, the awesome sounds and music that you are going to be hearing throughout the episode are brought to you by our amazing friends over at Sirenscape, which is a great tool for all DMs that I highly recommend, and they are so supporting us. What else? I don't think I have a ton of other stuff to talk about. Might have some stuff at the end of the stream, so we'll go over that when we get there. Last but not least, if you guys want to affect the stream, of course, you can do so via donations. There's a big banner right below. As you can see, people have already been jumping on that. You can give our players natural 20s advantage. You can have them draw from the Harrow deck to predict and affect their future. As you can see, we have quite a few Harrow cards already in play. And they are all prophesizing things that have happened or will happen to our cast. Of course, if you want to support the stream in a more ongoing way, you can always hit that subscribe button there, become a Game With subscriber. It's just $5 a month. You get a whole stable of natural 20s and things that you can use across the month, as well as a special role in Discord, subscriber-only, emotes, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So definitely jump on that if you enjoy the stream and you want to support it. I think that is it. So why don't we go ahead and remind ourselves. Let me get my music set up here. We will remind ourselves a little bit about what happened last week. So, as we return to Palemore, we found ourselves last week with the party had just finished slaughtering their way through a host of possessed revelers, people trapped in the mansion of. Let me make sure my sounds are turned down a little bit. People who are trapped in the mansion of Magistrix Ileana, the sort of mistress of pleasure, the red harlot as she was referred to. They had been possessed to sort of dance their lives away in this maddened state, and so you carved through them, as well as this strange creature that was posing as her on the throne. But after killing your way through that horrible, horrible ballroom, you eventually were led by the jester Jolistina down into the depths of the mansion, and there you found a prison where dwelled a man seemingly driven mad with a task that he was given, scrawling runes and symbols all over his room, his hands long since worn away with the effort of his work. And he was only able to communicate with Felix, as they were both far too mad to be communicated with by sane people. But Felix was able to, and
fills you with determination.
first of all, thank you to Dice Rolling Mama for joining us on that Game Whist. Holy shit, guys, that is 7 subscribers on the Game Whist. That is our second subscriber milestone, so stick with us till the end of the show. We're going to be throwing an extra giveaway on top of the one that we're already announcing as we take care of that milestone. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Let's get some cheers and some love in chat for that.
Cheers.
Edie, cheer. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. All right, so you met this man, this scribe who had long since been driven insane, and as Felix asked him what his task was, he begged Felix to take his burden on. and Felix did not understand what he meant. Eventually, he revealed what he had discovered. He had discovered this strange sort of sun-like symbol that is drawn on the map in front of you, and he told Felix that it meant ascension. And it was then that he promptly died. And as he died, his head sort of began to split open, and you saw inside it was his mind, or his brain had been taken over by these sort of pale blue worm-like things that lived within his skull. You have no idea what these things were, but the group decided that it was better to leave his body here and not find out what they were. And so Vesper gathered up some of his writing materials, and you guys made a hasty exit from the chamber. You eventually found your way back up to the hallway, wherein you were led towards a chamber by dozens of maids who had been surgically altered, their faces having been sort of stitched together and removing any features from it, as they beckoned you into a very dark chamber where waiting for you was a very calm, very collected, and surprisingly polite Magistrix Ileana. She bid you to have dinner with her, an offer you did not fully accept, as she was flanked by 6 women who were all wearing a identical face, who you presumed to be hers. There was some things exchanged. There were some words. She promised that she would enlighten you, provide you with information, things that she had become aware of, or secrets that she knew, in exchange for a promise. And that promise was that she asked you to visit the Stitched Sisters, the witches that dwelled in the swamp, and retrieve her dead and shriveled heart that she had given to them long ago, when her love Simon had left her. You did sort of accept the deal. You even shook on it, but was a little bit wary of it. And there was some talk, there were some clues exchanged, and then you ended up leaving the manor. You made your way back onto the streets, trying to figure out where to go next. I believe your decision was that you wanted to make your way over to the Cargill Academy to find out what was going on over there. Though, before you had made it out of the Alabaster District, you saw a familiar sight as these sort of black and red armored blackguards, the knights that had arrived in town from Ulrich's old home of Theopolis. They were in the Alabaster District, apparently sort of shields and swords at the ready, as you saw them kick down the door to a home, kind of breaking in and doing something there. You did not really want to let this happen, and so you charged in to stop them. Though right before you got there, a black shape sort of swooped in from the darkness, and you watched as blood splattered the walls as one of the soldiers was quickly felled with the slash of a blade. And standing there in combat before you even arrived was a familiar sight, the sort of tattered black cloak and the black veil of a familiar woman, this raven-looking woman who assisted you in a fight prior and directed you on your path, though at the moment she remains anonymous. And so, as we dive into things, she is in combat. You guys are going to be arriving at the fight momentarily, and that's where we're going to be picking it up. So let me just get this going.
seat.
All right.
There's a cat in my seat.
There was a cat in my seat.
Don't let it assert its dominance.
Don't let it show its butt on stream.
She's 17. She can do whatever she wants.
Turn it away.
All right.
17 is not legally old enough to be showing your butt on stream. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this cat.
Well, in cat years.
That's a danger.
Actually, we're on Twitch. This
in
isn't the
cat
site
years,
for
it's
that,
more
anyways.
like Chris Owens gets that reference. All right.
Oh no.
All right.
Ah.
So. Sorry.
This time, we're just thinking about how we're gonna wreck these.
Yeah.
We're gonna wreck them.
Yeah. That's the
I'm gonna-
spirit, laddie.
All right. So there we go. So you guys are running into battle, and she is standing in front of you. I guess let's go ahead and roll some initiative on this.
Because last time
Activate.
our fight went so well for Gurney.
Oh, that's loud.
Turn it down. There you go.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that is fine. Hey! Lisa, pull up your dress. Actually, what is Vesper wearing? I'm sorry. We just went to a party, so I don't know if you... No, as in like, oh my god, we're running into battle. That's what I meant. We're running into battle. Lift it up like an inch. Don't assume I meant lift it all.
That was awesome. Woo.
Also, I meant
That's going in
You're
the
just
quotes.
traumatized by that thing with the leg
Gurney, I
mouth
like you a
thing,
lot.
and you're like,
It's
oh yeah,
good.
that's how women fight.
Ah!
Oh,
That
that's so
made Ulrich
wrong.
blush,
That's so
yeah.
wrong. Oh, Felix.
Oh,
that's
gosh.
so
I'd like
wrong.
to step out of the stream right now.
Just sink down. Just.
That was good.
I don't need to lift up my
Listen.
skirts if I can fly. I don't need to.
All right. So Vesper, what did you get?
Oh,
3.
All right. Let me first of all let me get the rolls going.
don't you dare
Oh
quote
wait,
that
do I get
steampunker.
an initiative bonus? Do I get a thing?
I don't know. Do you?
Let me see.
So Vesper, Felix, what'd you get?
20.
20. Ulrich,
I do.
13.
13.
I do get a thing. Wait.
Gurney,
14.
A 6. That makes me a 6.
6. All right.
Yes, that's
So, then we're gonna go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 1d8.
Might as
that
well
is-
use one of your exploding.
I am not
Yeah,
going to
just
use
saying.
one of those. Soldiers are going at a 22, and we'll call it that is going to go at a 12. So that means that the order is
Nice.
going to be the soldiers going first, Felix going second, Gurney going third,
Fist
Uh,
in-
Ulrich going fourth,
Yeah.
the mysterious woman going fifth, and Vesper at the end. So, the soldiers here are going to they are, so you see them, so you guys watch as they have just finished sort of kicking in the door, and you watch two of them are going to kind of rush in. One of them was kind of cut down. You see him kind of slump into the wall, kind of leaning on his shield. However, the other two are going to kind of wheel on their heels. And you see one of them is going to, he has a sort of like a big sword in his hand, so he is going to make a slash with that at her. Plus 8, what is it? It's 2d6. A 22, so it's just, you see him kind of, you see him with this sword, like, he swings, and she attempts to sort of like lunge backwards with her sword in front of her, but you watch as the blade just kind of clips her and she's kind of sent spinning. And then the other one is going to... Oh, there's another 6 for a 23. You watch him as he basically is going to take his shield and just, like, it's a big sort of tower shield, smash right into her side, and you see him kind of with this shield just slam her solidly into the wall. Like, it's a pretty heavy impact. She kind of hits the wooden timber, and you can even see sort of the timber in the wall kind of, like, you could hear it kind of crack a little bit as she slams into it, and then, you know, is just kind of pinned against the wall by this shield. As you see, you hear kind of a loud crashing sound coming from inside the house. All right, Felix, they have just gone. What are you doing?
Okay, so, they were attacking Vesper, right?
No, they were attacking the mysterious woman.
Oh,
Woman in
okay.
black.
Yeah.
Mysterious woman, right? Okay.
The sword woman.
Is she bleeding?
I mean, she can't really. She's wearing a pretty heavy black cloak and clothing, so you probably wouldn't be able to see any blood on her.
Okay. Okay, so not seeing any blood, he's not quite going into his rage just yet. He's just a bit traumatized by all the violence going on, the sudden breakout of attacks, and he just really wants to protect himself, and so he's going to desperately cast the resistance bane on himself, essentially taking the blood that is within him and kind of trying to fortify it in some way, just trying to like basically give himself like thicker skin, make it harder for someone to hit him. And so
Okay.
That's going to be...
Do you have to roll that?
Yeah. And that is an alteration roll, so that is plus 2d6. With a level 3, so it's challenge rating of... Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Those fucking
It's a lot of
exploding
exploding
dice.
dice. So that is a 40.
Tuna, your
That is a nat 40.
spent in vain.
Ooh, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you kind of...
Dang.
You basically...
nice.
You basically kind of like... As you slow your thoughts, like everything kind of slows around you as you just listen to sort of that pulse in your temples, and you just all of a sudden with kind of an exhale, you almost like force all of the blood in your body like right up against the outside of the veins, and all your veins kind of harden up, creating like this lattice under your skin that is sort of reinforcing it like steel.
Excellent.
You've been working out, Felix.
He's working
Yeah,
that brain
his
pretty
muscles
hard.
seem stiff and like unnatural. Like bending his arms is suddenly more strenuous, but he is firm and resolute, although still somewhat shaking.
All right. Anything else you want to do? Do you want to stay where you are? Or do you want to rush in?
He's not rushing in. He's going to take out his cat's paw and he's going to hold it in like a defensive position.
Okay. That means we are going to... Let me close this because I don't need it. I don't need this. Gurney.
It's me. All right. So
That's
how
the
many
one.
can I see in front of me right now?
Technically, there are 3 outside.
3 outside, and they all have weapons, correct?
They all have at least swords and swords or hammers and shields.
Swords, hammers, and shields. I could do a disarm Bane on all of them, but I think what I'll do is... I think we'll just see if we can attack one and see how that works. I'm gonna go ahead and
Get a taste of their defenses. That's not a bad
yeah,
idea.
exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and not use
The
one
night
of
is
Snart's things because I think this we'll just get a sense of like
Yeah.
what I can do.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
1, 2d6. This is just gonna be the usual nasty stomach ray blast.
All right. Go for it.
Got 16.
Against toughness or defense? Or
Toughness.
Okay. Yeah, you, which one do you want to pick? The one that hit her, the one that it has her pinned to the wall, or the injured one?
I'd say the one that has her pinned to the wall.
All right. You kind of, with an inhale, you sort of exhale this sort of familiar, billow of necrotic energy, and it is gonna strike him sort of, like, in the shoulder, but you kind of see it kind of, like, hits the armor, the sort of plate armor that he's wearing, and you see it kind of smoke, and you, like, as it kind of, the smoke clears, there is like a black scar on the armor, and he clearly noticed it, but it doesn't look like it sort of ate through it.
I actually saw that it's against guard, actually, not toughness. So that's my bad.
That's gonna be even higher.
Oh!
Yeah.
At that, is there a second story to this place?
Yeah, this is a fairly is like a multiple story house.
Is there like a way I can climb, possibly?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not.
All right, I'd like to run up to the side of the house and just try to pull my way up to maybe like a second floor window or balcony, just so I can get an idea on what's happening there.
Okay.
I'll use my movement to get over there.
Okay, so yeah, you can use your movement to sort of run over and start climbing. It's gonna be a little tricky to climb, so you're probably gonna have to use like a lot of your next turn to make some progress there.
I think they have bigger fish to fry, and I'm a diseased fish, so they'll leave me alone. That's my reason.
Okay, fair enough.
And
So
then
you-
I go guys, go!
So you kind of run over to this sort of like wrought iron fence, and you start sort of pulling yourself up over it and trying to, like, you know, grab a ledge, but it's slow going. So we'll get back to that next turn. That means next it is going to be Ulrich.
Yeah. All right. You see Ulrich flip around his sword. It's like Commandment 13. Thou shalt not hit a woman! And then white light shines, and he gets all young, and he's like, yeah! And he swings in like a cleave action at both those guys. They're within like 5 feet of each other, right?
So the way it's sort of set up is there's the one guy that has her on the wall, her, and then closer to the door is going to be the other guy, and then on the other side is going to be the injured one. So if you wanted to cleave, you could hit the one that's pinning her and the injured guy, but not the one over by the door.
Yes, that's good then. I like hitting injured people.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
do
Like
this.
hitting injured people.
Could have been better.
Nah,
a lot
it's
better.
you kind of run over, and as you do it, your advance is fairly obvious, and so you like swing this heavy hooked kind of jagged blade, and you see him kind of like twist with this huge tower shield, and just like your blade slams into it, and you kind of like lose the momentum on the swing.
I got too excited. I couldn't stop him.
Oh no.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Guys. I guess I kind of went in too far. I'll just stay. I'll stay. I want to stay between them and everyone else.
Okay. All right. So that means it's her turn, and she's gonna. You hear her kind of like against the wall. You hear her like, and as she kind of slips away, you see her kind of step back towards the wall, sort of like whipping the blood, like the end of her blade is kind of coated in blood, and she sort of like whips it down on the ground with a splatter, and she is going to kind of look around, and sort of like basically step forward, and then push off with her foot, so she kind of like gives herself some backwards momentum, and then attempt to kick off the wall and essentially vault over this guy. So she is going to make this, but this is going to be with disadvantage. So, what is it? 1d20 kill K1, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, that's for if you roll an advantage, right?
I don't remember what.
2d20.
Wait, is it advantage or disadvantage? Sorry.
Disadvantage.
2d20 KL1.
2d20 KL1. KL1. Is it K1 or KL1?
KL1, because you want to keep the lowest one.
Okay. Plus 2d6. 22 is not bad. So she is going to sort of like plant her hand basically on the edge of the shield, like as she vaults over, and you watch, like, she's not gonna have the momentum to kind of follow through with a strike, but you actually see her cloak kind of trailing behind her. She basically like vaults over the shield of this guy that just slammed her into the wall as Ulrich has, you know, distracted him, turned his weight away.
Yeah, did something.
And she's gonna kind of like land. You see her kind of like land with a sort of a gasp on the other side of him, and she's going to kind of like spin her sword around and kind of put it in front of her, almost in like a defensive position, as she looks around and kind of like stands between the other two, sort of waiting for something to happen.
Nice.
She's kind of, you can tell, Ulrich, because you're the closest, you can hear even under her mask that her breathing is kind of ragged. Like it sounds like that hit hurt a lot.
Hold on, lady. We're gonna get you out of here.
Vesper, what would you like to do?
Okay. Where am I positioned?
I'm assuming you're.
This?
I'm assuming you're back.
back?
You're back a ways, yeah. So, and then between her and you is probably Ulrich and the dude that he's fighting.
What I'd like to do is I would like to, excuse me, pardon me, boys, gents, pardon, and come up behind one of the gents that is facing her. I want to kick him in the back of the knee, grab him by the chin, pull him back to me because I'm at his back, and take my shears and get him in the neck.
Okay. There is an injured soldier who is like, he is kind of, he has a big slash across his chest. But you could, if you wanted, you could kind of juke around behind him.
Yeah.
He's waiting.
All right, go ahead and make me that attack.
Yeah, get him.
Kick the shin to bring him down. Grab the chin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
But,
Did you want to?
pinky up.
By
Did
the
you want to
hairs
nat
of
20
your
that?
chinny chin.
Yeah, let's not 20 that. Why not?
Break
I have
that jaw.
so many-
Nice.
All right. Go ahead and roll your explosion on that then. Uh, 17 plus your
Plus
whatever
20.
whatever your attack
Nice.
dice are. This would be. Let me hold on. Let me open my sheet here.
My toughness is 12.
No, it's not a defense. This looks like a.
Oh, and did you use the nat 22? So is it 17 plus 20
This,
plus
this,
the other ones?
this looks like a this seems like a might attack. So go ahead
My
and.
might is
yeah.
nothing.
All right, then it's just 37.
Nerd.
It's just 37.
All right, 37. So you
Nice.
you kind of are able to sort of. I'm gonna say that because this is kind of like, you don't necessarily want to just walk up to the guy. Like, I'm gonna say you can kind of like sort of turn ethereal and like disappear, and you just sort of appear behind him and kind of grab him with one of these kind of long clawed hands, and you feel sort of, you push the point of your bladed shears like right into the soft part of the back of his armor, and you can feel kind of the crunching as he's like as you just kind of push it deeper, and then once it kind of hits the end of the blade, you just kind of twist a little bit, and you just feel him freeze up in your hand.
Nice one.
Get that artery and that nerve. Oh yeah.
All right, and then
That's
you just kind of like let him collapse to the ground in front of you.
Yeah, I'll just ease him down.
Shh. It's okay. No pain.
All right. All right. So as you have murdered that man handily,
Such a
Cold
harsh
blood.
word.
that means that we are coming to that is the end of the round, which means we're gonna come to the soldiers once again. The one that's up in Ulrich's face is going to go ahead and make a shield bash attack.
This is gonna be the biggest mistake of his life. Right
Yeah. 2d8.
Yeah, this boy just leveled up.
Boosh! I'm just gonna headbutt his shield right back.
A 13 is probably not gonna beat your guard.
No.
All right. So he
13
kind of
is my age, but not my guard.
he like he goes in
Oh, okay.
like to slam his shield forward, but you just easily kind of holding like put pressure on your blade and keep it back. As he is not going to do anything. The other one, the one who's farther up, is going to sort of grab his hammer and run forward and attempt to crack Vesper on the head.
Ooh.
Vesper, this is against you.
Uncanny dodge.
16.
Oh
16
no.
against your guard.
My guard is 12.
Ooh.
All right,
No,
so
my guard is 14.
all right.
Still.
So he is going to, you kind of turn around just in time to see, like, the head of this mace just kind of smack you right, like, just clip you right across the temple. And it's not a huge wound, but you kind of, like, it does kind of, like, stun you for a second as you're like, boom! And then you kind of, like, feel yourself reel for a second. It's only going to be 2 damage. But he did kind of catch you
nice.
by surprise.
Shake it off.
Type.
It ruined your haircut.
All right.
That's the.
You
that's
hear-
The
Bangs
damage.
are all over, just.
As this happens, you guys are going to hear some fairly sharp screaming coming from inside the house. Gurney, what do you want to... Felix, it's your turn.
It's Felix.
Yeah.
It's Felix. It's Felix.
Still no blood spilled around, right? I think with
I'm assuming
chick's just
Vesper
breathing heavy.
doesn't bleed in her sort of
yeah, she doesn't have blood.
banshee form, so not really, no.
Then I think Felix would probably try and run inside after the screaming, looking to help in any sort of way.
Okay, you are kind of gonna have to push past everyone, including the 2 soldiers to get there.
Okay. Can I try and do that? What should I roll for that?
Well, it depends how you want to do it. You can, I'll say that if you wanted to, you could sort of move a little bit slower to kind of, juke in and out without sort of getting in anyone's way. Or if you wanted to sort of do it, like, get inside really quickly and still have time to do something, that would probably be, you probably could use some sort of skill to do that, but it's going to require a check.
Okay, can I make an agility check to try and make it in quickly?
Yeah, so agility, you wanna like
Pilgrim in there.
you wanna like vault
Yeah,
over
I just kind
them.
of want to, just kind of like quickly like dodge, weave around them, if I can.
Okay.
Well, going like through them, but yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an agility check.
Ham.
Not gonna do it, unfortunately. You kind of start running forward, and as this, like, you're like about to sort of step up and sort of push around, when all of a sudden, like, the shield and sword collide, and Ulrich is just like pushed back, like, right into you as you're about to sort of run past him. And so he kind of stops, like, bumps into you, and you lose your balance.
Whoa! Watch it.
Do I still have an action to use this turn?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna make an attack.
Okay.
I'm not going into my rage, but I'm going to with my cat's paw, this pitchfork, I'm going to try and attack this guy who Ulrich is kind of grappled with right now.
Okay, go for it.
Nice. Back me up, Felix! What's taking you so long? I can't hold him much longer!
Can you explode that for?
Nice. I will wait for an explosion
Explode
and
four
dice
again?
any day.
Explode a 4 again?
Nice. Oh shit.
Explode a 4
What
again?
is even going
Jesus
on?
Christ.
No
That's-
way.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
15, 19, 23, 25.
25 with your claws.
Yeah, with the cat's paw.
All right. You just kind of
Oh my
like
God.
you just kind of like
happened?
grab Ulrich by the shoulder and like reach around and lash out, and this guy has a helmet on, but you kind of like just carve like right across the face, kind of like this big deep gashing
Yeah.
wound as he like
Jesus Christ!
as you just kind of reach
Out of my
around.
way!
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that is a nasty wound on him.
Good job.
And do I get to inflict a bane as well?
Yes.
I'd like to use knockdown.
Hey.
All right.
Ew.
So you kind of as you kind of slash, you kind of like reach down and you grab, like as he's off balance, you just kind of grab the you know, his ankle, and you kind of haul it, and he's thrown off balance as he comes sort of crashing,
Nice.
shield and all, down onto the
Yeah.
cobblestone.
Stole.
Nice one.
All
Felix.
right.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right. So that means that next up is going to be Gurney. Also, Lisa, you are going to have a nat 20 on your turn.
Yay, face up.
Oh,
Gurney.
it's ladies' night.
I would like to use
Yeah.
my move action to climb. And will I still have an action after that?
Depends how high you want to get.
How high? How could I hear what floor the screaming seemed to come from?
Sounded like the first floor, as far as you can tell, because that's where the open door was. But you could, you're not quite sure, because you remember they kind of busted through the door, and then they haven't. You're not sure if they've kind of like spread upwards into the building. In theory, you could go through the second story window, regardless of. I mean,
I'll go through the second story window. I'm committed.
okay,
I did this.
Do
I'm
it.
committed now.
all right. So
Granny's
you
a good climber.
you kind of haul yourself up on the ledge, and using this kind of like the ivy and the wooden kind of palisade, whatever the hell it's called. It's made the X's. I don't remember.
The like. Oh gosh, I
Lattice?
know.
Lattice.
Oh.
That's the one. Yeah.
Thank
You pull yourself up to this sort of window, and are you gonna open it, or do you want to just like break your way through?
I'm gonna. I'm.
Don't break
feeling
it. Come
pumped.
on.
I'm going
Gurney
to-
likes the city.
I like
He
this
wouldn't
city,
destroy
but
it. Yeah.
it's really frustrating me right now. So Gurney's gonna pour some necrotic energy into his fist, and he's just gonna blow it open.
All right.
Oh man.
So you kind of like put your hand to this window, and it sort of like bubbles and rots away. Before, like the glass sort of ripples before you just shatter it inwards, and you kind of pull yourself through. I'll say with your move action, with your turn, you'll be able to sort of basically arrive on the second floor. But you don't. You're in a fairly dark room. You don't see a lot going on. This seems to be like a bedroom or a library or something. Like a lot of bookshelves here. You see kind of a bed in the corner.
Is there anybody in it?
There's no one here that you can see.
Okay. In that case, since I can't move anymore, I'll just go ahead and prepare life drain. And I'm going to use a natural 20 to go ahead and get that power level 5.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna have the life drain boon for the duration of this combat.
You got it.
Do it.
And then I'll head my way downstairs. Is there like a means to get downstairs, or like a hallway I could go into?
Yeah, there's
Banister, you can slide down.
there's an open door. It's just you'd have to. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to check stuff out on the next turn.
Indeed. But
Uh,
at least they haven't gotten any higher. Yeah.
All right.
That's my turn, buddies.
Yeah, there you go. You can flank him. So we good.
All right. That
You got it.
means that next up is going to be Ulrich.
Let's do this. All right, so there's just the one guy, right?
There.
Me?
There's one that he's now on the ground. There's still one that's standing.
They're not within 5 feet of each other, though, right?
No, he's over by the door.
Okay.
So he's a little bit away.
Okay. I want to. Do I do a space with the K1 when I'm rolling advantage? On the one
no.
or 2d20?
No, it's just
Okay.
1d20 K1.
All right, perfect.
Or 2d20 K1, I mean.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Get it?
All right. Suck God! Nice. Explosion on the 6.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm feeling the train. All right, let's do it. Don't stop the train. Don't stop the train. All right, 5. That's still good. That's still really good.
That is a 31.
Really good.
Who are you attacking? The guy on the ground or the other guy?
The guy in front of me. Like, I want to get the guy that's up.
Okay,
Let's do
so
some damage on
you
him.
kind of like swing. You kind of take your sword, and as you swing it around, you use the momentum as you step forward and bring it down over your head. And he goes to sort of put his shield up, but you feel this. Your blade is like a heavy slab of iron, and you feel it just kind of come down and smash like right into the shield as it kind of buries itself probably about 6 inches into this thick iron shield. And unfortunately, that 6 inches also means that it kind of caught him right at the top of the head.
Oh, yes.
As it doesn't break through his helmet, but it does clock him pretty damn good. As you kind of see him kind of reel from the shock, as all of a sudden, like from below the helmet, you see blood start running down his face.
Nice.
As he is stumbling backwards. Your sword is kind of like lodged in this shield.
Ooh. Can I just use my movement action to kind of just like use my foot and just ring it or
Yeah, you kind of
free?
put your foot on it and
Yeah.
like wrench your sword out, and it almost kind of takes the
wrench it
shield.
free.
It almost kind of takes the shield off his arm as he kind of like jerks. As he is like just got smashed in the head. Like you're not even sure he's
Nice.
barely standing at this point.
Do you hear church bells?
All right.
Cool.
All right. So that
Vesper's
means
next.
that next up is it is our friend, the sword
Nice.
woman. She is
Yeah,
going. She. You see her. Okay, she's gonna kind of take her sword, and as she realizes that there's one guy on the ground, one guy is engaged behind her. Okay.
Ooh,
Felix.
hold on, before.
Yes.
Sorry, okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we should ask them how many there are in here. Like one of the guys who's tried to just say like, how many are you? Just in case there is more.
Probably
up there.
now is probably not gonna be
Too late. Yeah,
not gonna be a good time
no
to do
worries.
that.
Okay, chill. No worries.
So okay, she is
Let
going.
it ride.
You see her kind of like spin her sword in her hand, sort of reverse her grip on it, and slide it back into her sheath. Right? And as she does, she's gonna kind of draw it out for a second. And Felix, she's probably about 5, maybe 10 feet away from you. Probably a little under 10 feet away from you. And you have this kind of body of this guy between the two of you, he's still alive and he's on the ground. She's gonna, when she kind of brings her sword out, you see like familiar sight. It is. The blade has extended probably about a good 2 feet, as the entire sort of end of it is red and it's kind of dripping. She's gonna kind of swing the sword forward, sort of towards you, and you hear her say, "Take it."
Oh shit.
As she's just holding the very tip of the blade is probably about maybe 2 feet away from you.
She's holding it tip first.
No. She's pointing the tip at you. And you see now, you can kind of see that the way it like the entire end of the blade, it's about maybe 2.5 feet of extension on this blade that is just. It looks like it's wet, it's dripping, and it's jagged.
Yeah, I remember her now. Yeah, she uses.
Yeah, she cuts people
This chick's badass.
dead
Yeah.
with that thing.
Nice.
I will grab the blade by the blade and just try and take it from
All
her.
right. As you kind of
I will
reach,
firmly grip it.
as you reach out and touch the sort of like edge of this blade, your hand kind of wraps around it, and you feel almost like your hand sinking into this liquid And as you find, you almost feel like a tensile thread or something in there that you kind of grip onto, and before you even realize it, like as she as soon as you grip it, she's gonna take the blade and over her head sort of swing the sword. With you still gripping the blade, you watch as there's sort of an arc, like the blood kind of makes this long arc, and she's gonna bring it down like right across the man that Gurney just struck. So she's gonna make an attack with advantage, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my nat 20s there, to make her do this.
Cool, yeah.
As she is
Nat
going
20's used for us.
as she's gonna, like, you see, like, her blade now is gonna kind of slash through, basically, like, clean, like, leaving a streak of blood across his shield and armor, and you hear him, like, it splatters the wall behind him, and Gurney, or Ulrich, you're standing right there, you hear him go, and then he's just gonna sort of, like, slump down as you see, like, his armor is just covered as he is gonna hit the ground, almost eviscerated by that strike. Felix, you're sort of still holding this long, it's now, like, as she finishes her strike, it feels like you're holding, like some sort of rope or lash or something in your hand, and it's just dripping, but it's still in your hand, and you feel almost connected to it in a strange way, almost in the same way that you sort of exert your own control.
Interesting.
Unique weapon drop.
Vesper, what do you want?
Sense.
Vesper, what do you want to do?
Who's left?
You. Who's left? Just the guy on the ground, and the people in the house.
Nice. All right, let's start killing the people in the house. Let's move on.
Step to the guy on the ground and curb him in the head.
All right, you wanna like curb stomp him?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and roll me a
We
might
could
attack.
interrogate him, but
Oh, do we need this, gents?
well, we could always kill him later. We could
Okay,
always kill
then
someone at
I'll-
any time
Can I
with me
change
around.
my attack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I
that,
change my
sorry?
attack? Then I would like to use my telekinesis and
All right.
grip him around the neck.
Okay.
Ooh, force choke, yes.
What
And-
She does
are you
that.
trying to accomplish?
I want to slide him up against the wall and say, gents, what do we need from him? What do we need to know?
Next time you think about hitting a lady, think about this.
Timing. What do we need to know?
How many more of you are in the house? I'll put my sword kind of towards him too. Or I guess I don't need to. You got him. I said, how many more of you are in the house? Don't ignore me, because I'm a kid.
All right. Well, first you're gonna have to roll your telekinesis check.
Okay.
Make it strong.
Telekinesis is entropy. That's 2d10.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
That sucks. 22.
That's a solid roll. As you kind of
22's never sucked.
you like kind of reach your hand out, and as you kind of hover your hand in the air, you feel sort of the air currents moving, and you feel the force gripping around his neck as you shove him up, like he kind of slides up against the wall. He's just kind of hanging there. His shield kind of
Why are you
hanging limp
here?
on his arm. His sword clatters to the ground.
I'll take my foot and slide the sword away.
Nice.
All right.
I'll pick up the sword.
One more for you, Ulrich.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Already on it. Thanks.
So, do you wanna ask him something, or do you just wanna hold him here?
Why are you here, and how many more are you? Answer
good.
quickly.
That's better than what I said.
He's gonna kind of like. The fodder.
Fodder. Did he just call us fuckers?
He's having a hard time talking. But you kind of he kind of like says,
Loosen up a little bit, Vesper, I guess.
Speak.
She eats bodies.
Who is she?
Piety.
That must be the name of the armored chick that kind of had like half her face covered in armor.
Or it could be the owners of the house.
She needs bodies. What for?
Well, why would the owner of the house need bodies?
Well, we don't know who it is.
He's kind of.
Well, they
stressed
smashed
right
in
now.
the door though, so.
Yeah, there's still.
Yeah,
We do.
so
There are people still inside.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
alright.
you can we'll say that you can continue interrogating him next turn if you want, but for now that's probably
Okay.
all you're gonna
Okay.
get for the moment. Okay,
Right.
so that means we're gonna go to the top of the order. Okay, which means it's the soldier's turn. On his turn, obviously the one that's held is not gonna do anything. The two others outside are dead, so that means it's just the ones inside. Gurney, you are going to hear a loud stomping of sort of iron-shod boots kind of coming up the stairs as screaming downstairs seems to be cut off. And
Oh shit!
You're
Gurney's
gonna-
up there alone.
you're going to quickly see like a shape sort of run past the door. And then as you hear the sort of stomping coming up the stairs, and you can kind of just see out of kind of the crack in the door as you're kind of hiding back in the shadows, that you watch as this what looks like a sort of a young man is kind of running down the hallway before you see him trip, and then looming over him is this kind of stomping armored figure is going to kind of grab him by the hair, lift his head up, and you see him take what appears to be a large metal manacle of some sort and kind of clap it around the man's neck. And then that's pretty much it. Like you kind of see, like then he kind of drags the guy away from the door so you can't see it anymore.
No.
That is
I'm
so
ready.
there is more kind of loud noises coming from downstairs. Felix, you are outside still. You still have this thing in this blood in your hand, and there is the only person out here is the one that Vesper has held. What do you want to do?
So holding this thing, I imagine I've cut my hand open just a little bit on it.
Not really.
You wish.
No?
Felix wishes.
No.
Can I sense what kind of blood this is?
Yes, and no. Yes, in the sense that it feels familiar. In the sense that, like, you can feel whatever, like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to equate it. It's sort of like if someone hands you like a balancing object, and you kind of don't know exactly what to do, but then you just sort of get the hang of it like as soon as they hand it to you. It's kind of like that, in the sense that it's just sort of naturally happens, and you feel very similar to the feeling that you when you assert control over the blood in your own body.
Gotcha. So I'm going to run inside the building with this blade still in my hand. Having seen blood now, I imagine I've gone into a trance, and I am rushing forward to find the nearest warm, unrestrained body.
Okay, so you first of
That
all
isn't Gurney.
you're still the blood that you're holding is still connected to her sword.
Okay.
So it's
How long can the sword elongate? Can I take it in? Can I take it inside?
you don't know that.
All right, I'm gonna try.
All right.
She
So
said.
you run past her, into the front doors. You kind of feel this thing behind you. Once you're inside, the foyer room that you step into is completely trashed, but you don't see any people there immediately. However, you do see there's a large open room, dining room or something, just beyond like an entryway. And inside it, you can see two more of these armored forms, and you can see what looks like 3 or 4 people here are either piled on the floor or like shoved against the wall, with these kind of heavy iron manacles on their necks. You also notice that one of the manacles seems to kind of have this strange blue glow coming from it.
Oh shit.
Oh.
That's not good.
Okay. Felix glances at that, but still, he's in a trance. He's gone full on crazy here, looking for blood. He looks at it enough to notice it and become very disturbed, but it's not enough to distract him from the guards in sight. And so he rushes forward with the strange rope-like blade in his hand, and he's going to try and swipe across one of them with it, if possible.
As you run across the room to get towards them, you feel almost like an elastic feeling before the tension loosens, and you just look down and like your hand is just dripping with blood now. You're not holding this anymore.
You got what you wanted.
It's my own blood?
No, it's just your hand is covered in blood now.
Congratulations. Your dreams have come true.
Drag the blood along my face and just I drop that thing, and I pull out my my handsaw instead.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and slash at one of these guys.
All right, go for it.
Ha!
And you know what? Why not? Let's use a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
34.
Yeah, you kind of take this. You're actually gonna kind of. You see this guy. This armored soldier is kind of like holding one of these people. These sort of nearly stripped down like people. Looks like they were sleeping or like not completely, completely clothed when they got here, and he's holding this person by the sort of iron manacle on their neck and basically like dragging them, and you just kind of rush up behind him, and with your saw you just kind of slash right at the gap between his helmet and his like chest plate, and you kind of feel the teeth biting into skin, and he lets out a "Argh!" as you kind of feel like you feel the skin ripping as your saw kind of pull it back towards yourself as he like stumbles forward, letting the manacle neck go and kind of grabbing his neck instinctively as he stumbles forward, pretty much taken by surprise.
What are you doing here? Bleed for the sake of God, you monsters!
Yeah.
All right. That means that it is going to be Gurney's turn.
Gurney's.
Gurney, seeing this, opens the door, and the instant the guy turns to... Actually, the instant the guy turns to look at Gurney, he'll cast the
Room
line...
service?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'll cast the Blindness Bane on him. It's power level 5, and I don't have a natural 20 right now, so I'm going to just... Blah, blah. Hey!
You got one!
I guess you do.
If you don't have one, you got one.
I guess
there
I
you
got
go. Only on Writhing Moon.
A total of 40.
Yes!
Cast this Bane upon his torso.
Everyone gets an at 20.
And what I want to happen is, like, when this Bane is cast, like, Gurney, like, makes, like, tiny buzzing specks of, like, dark matter just zip around through the hallway into this guy's, like, helmet. And it just burrows in there, and it just, like, because I'm guessing, like, he has, like, eye slots. They just, like, burrow into his eye sockets and just, like, sit there and, like wasps.
Wow.
All right.
So he has disadvantage 5 to basically all actions and attacks.
Okay.
Disadvantage 5?
to life.
Disadvantage 5. His guard is down by 3, by the way.
Nasty, man.
Wow.
So he has
Damn.
-3 guard, Disadvantage 5 to all attacks and perception rolls.
What bane is that?
I think the combat just stops and everyone's just like, dude,
Yeah.
that was F's.
That was.
And
It's
I'll
like,
look down
okay.
at the guy that's been
Next
neck-handled
room.
and say, hey, you okay? You should
check on your
run this way,
friend,
run
bro.
this way. And I'll direct him in here, and I'll also use my minor action to sustain my life drain.
All right. So you have this man kind of screaming and kind of clawing at his face as he tries to figure out what's going on. As you kind of manage to get this weak, manacled individual, like, you know, pulled into the room that you just came out of and hide them away. I guess that's going to be your turn as you're escorting them to safety, which means Ulrich.
Wow. Tough to follow that one. Who's in closest range? I want to just kind of do a Russian, like, just plow through into spear.
They're only
I could-
the only person outside is the one that Vesper has held, so you'd have to go inside to attack the others.
Okay. Let's do it. I'll be like, you got that one right, Vesper?
Aye.
I'm going in. Ah! And I just want to run in and then kind of just, kind of like almost Monty Python lance or something right now. Just charging in there, ready to.
All right.
I'm
We'll
my
say
own
that
horse right now.
we'll say that you can kind of. I'll let you make an attack against the one that Felix just stabbed. 'Cause
Yes,
he's gonna be the first one you see.
I want it to be like Guts Berserk, like blasting through the prison wall,
All right.
rescuing Griffith. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, I'm gonna do my focus strike, which I get advantage on a single foe. Okay, one. Go. 13.
A 13
13.
is not going to be enough to puncture his armor, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Damn.
Whoa! I slipped on all this blood. Who put it there?
All right.
And then I look at Felix.
All right. So you kind of stab. It ricochets
Yeah.
off the armor. You regain your balance, which means it is going to be the Raven Woman's turn. As she's gonna she's gonna sort of turn towards Vesper. And Vesper, this is the first time you've really kind of seen this person. They have this sort
Yeah.
of long, billowing, and tattered cloak. It looks like someone, it looks like it was at one point like a normal black cloak that has just been shredded. So it just kind of looks like it looks like these long trailing feathers. And she's got a veil. Like you heard the voice. The voice sounded like a woman. You got a veil on her face. That sort of comes down, is almost pointed downwards like a beak, and she is kind of looking at you with the sort of like holes in the eyes here, but you don't see the eyes beyond them. You just see black. She says, "Well met," and then she kind of like whips her sword. She says, "Strange," and then is going to kind of like take her sword over her head and rush into the house itself, leaving you kind of outside with this this person. She is going to you're actually gonna see her as she kind of like her cloak takes her almost in like a billowing wisp as she kind of rolls around and is going to make an upward strike at this this large armored figure, and that is going to be a 19, which is enough to sort of bring her sword and kind of carve up the back of his
Yeah.
leg as he kind of like drops to one knee with a kind of a muffled pained scream. And with that, she's gonna kind of roll around and make her way into the room where the last one is.
Nice. Nice.
Vesper,
Good
it's your
one.
turn.
All right. Well, looks like we're late for a party, my friend. So, how many more are you?
He says, containment squads, 5.
5 whole squads.
5 knights.
Oh, well. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. And I just keep squeezing.
All right. You kind of just stand there like watching his helmeted face as his eyes kind of scream in pain beyond it as you kind of muffle off the choking very, very slowly, putting
Total
more and more
recall
pressure. Eventually you can kind of hear the sort of the hyoid bone cracking, the windpipe collapsing, and you just as breath leaves his lungs, as you just release your grip and he falls into a pile on the ground.
And I loot him. Can I?
Yeah, I mean he's not he's not
Before
carrying
she turns him upside down, shakes him, and then lets go.
yeah. He's not carrying anything obvious that might be of use to you immediately. He's got some armor that's sort of a mix of black, red, and gold. He's got this heavy shield. You kicked his sword away. He may have a pendant or something on him. It's probably not much in the way of
pendants, papers, sigils, anything.
There definitely is a religious symbol that you don't recognize, like a religious pendant.
I'll snatch it and head inside.
All right. That means we're going to the top of the.
Pendant.
We're going to the top of the round. The soldier that just got attacked is going to... he's not going to do much, but the other one is going to charge in with his shield. And... looks like Felix is going to be the one... Felix is going to be the one he attacks. 22 against you, Felix.
Ooh.
Yeah, just barely.
All right, you kind of turn your head as this guy kind of blindsides you with the smashing the shield across your face.
We are. That's good.
Ow.
You
F these
see the
Spartans.
shield like hits him in the face, and as he like pulls it back, Felix, with like crooked teeth, is just smiling back.
Nice.
He took in the teeth.
All right.
As though like a single drop of blood goes down from his nose.
How do you want to respond?
So he's just hit me in the face with a shield. I've got my my saw at my side. With the sort of arm that's pushing the shield out, I'd like to take my saw and just kind of drag it along the length of that.
All right. Go ahead and make me an attack with advantage.
All right, cool. That's 2 advantage because of my battle trance.
Okay.
20 plus an exploding 6.
Exploding 6.
Nice. That's all like cross fingers for another explosion.
25.
25. Yeah, you drag your saw
Nice
just
roll.
harshly right across the forearm, and like you kind of cut one of the leather bindings as well as through the kind of the gloved hand, and there's kind of like he kind of recoils as you kind of cut deeply into his arm.
Feel the pain, the blood, the sting of ascension.
All right.
Uh-oh. Felix is starting to change his word.
Gurney, what do you want to do?
That's new.
So I heard that there was another gentleman up here, right?
No,
He
just
ran
the
past
just
my door.
that was
Just
one? Yeah, just the one.
Okay, thank goodness. He's probably having a bad time, so I'm going to yell down to my friends who are hopefully doing okay down there. I've got one up here. A mean one and one that's okay. I look to the other guy. Is he acting any weirder with that manacle thing on?
Not really. It doesn't. It just seems to be sort of a metal manacle. Like it appears like it was probably meant for like hurting and control rather than like any kind of domination effect.
I see. I'm going to stay here with my my new friend, and I'm going to cast the Sickness Bane on this guard.
All right, go for it. Go ahead and roll it.
It's power level 3. That's not good.
Not going to do it, unfortunately.
Damn.
So
God damn it!
Yeah. I mean, the blinded bane is horrible in of itself, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're already winning with that one.
so I just try to do this, and then I realize, oh, I'm tapped out. I close the door,
Yeah. All
and
right.
I'm gonna encourage this guy to come out the window with me. I'm like, gotta.
All right. Ulrich, what do you want to do while he's doing that?
Nice. I think I want to finish off the guy that me and Felix are dealing with, so we can start heading up to Gurney. So let's do that.
All right.
I wouldn't happen to get an extra advantage on him since it's both of us attacking him.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. By the light of God! Wait a second. That didn't go right. No, that did.
You
right?
forgot to put the plus.
Oh,
the plus
damn
2D.
it. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I
Just
got
roll the
too
2d. Just
excited
roll the 2d6.
Again. Just roll 2d6. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Boom shakalaka.
Got an exploding 6 in there.
Yes. It's my turn to explode. Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes,
never mind.
yes. I
Keep
told you.
going.
It's my turn. Look at me go. Mom, are you watching this? The one. Oh, that's even. It works out.
So that is a what's the total on that? It looks like math.
Yeah, I said it does. All right, 15,
35.
19, 35. I'll do that. I'll take 35.
35.
35 any day.
How do you want
Yeah.
to crush this guy?
I'll do, since I was kind of going, I dinked it that way. I'm like, whoop, whoop, and I'll just swing around. Jesus! And then come down on him.
All right, yeah, you just kind of lift your sword above your head, and you just kind of let it gain some momentum as the weight of this giant kind of jagged iron blade smashes down as it
Damn.
catches him like right on the collarbone, and you feel it just break through, and then rib after rib as the kind of the hooked end of this blade just kind of tears through his armor,
Oh.
and you just
Nice.
like follow through, smashing this body to the ground as your blade, like the kind of hooked tip of this blade, like buries in the wooden floor.
Yes. Next time you think about hitting a woman, remember this.
All
I'll pull my
right.
sword out.
All right.
Dirty.
So that means there's the one guy that's still in horrible condition, and the guy upstairs. The guy upstairs is, I'm gonna say, he's in such bad condition that he's not really gonna be able to do much. So that is Ulrich. That means it's
boy.
her turn. On her turn, the guy that is kind of down on one leg, she's just gonna take her sword and kind of like spin it, and you watch her kind of like put it right here on his neck, as she says, oh, sorry, let me turn this down a bit.
What? She needs me to help her tap it in. Let's do it.
Sorry, the music kind of kicked up a bit. She
Nail
kind
the
of puts
coffin.
Yeah.
puts the blade like right to his neck, and she says, "Oh, I'm glad we find ourselves fighting together once again." And then she shoves it down inside, like into his neck, like
Ooh,
all the way.
Like a matador.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, and then she just kind of like pulls it out, kind of covered in blood, and then resheathes it. And you gotta hear a escape her lungs as she kind of, you see all of a sudden,
No.
like it looks like kind of the effort of sort of standing and fighting has kind of finally settled on her.
Oh no, can I like try to rush and grab her with my last like bit of youth?
No, she's not gonna collapse. It's just you see
Okay,
kind of all.
cool.
It just looks like she goes from like an adrenaline fueled stance to just kind of
Yeah,
like
okay. She puts her guard down. Okay, I get it. She takes off her war face. Nice.
all right.
So is that the last of them? Or we still have
There's
the
still one. There's still one upstairs,
Oh,
but
upstairs.
he is gonna be
Gurney's
he is
friend,
gonna be in such
He's
horrible
flounder-
condition
Nice.
that
He's
I
our-
will
yeah.
I will let you guys choose how you want to deal with him.
I like the. Hold on, were you saying let's just lead him to a window and just whoop?
No,
Keep
that
walking.
was the guy that he
Oh, okay.
saved.
Never mind. Sorry,
No!
that's not what Ulrich's thinking.
I mean, if you want to be creative,
We can
about
push
it.
him down the stairs. That's fine.
If no one thinks of anything creative quickly,
many-
Felix will probably just stab him.
How
Don't
many are
bully
left?
him.
Just one?
Yeah, there. As far as you know, there's just one, and he's kind of like had his eyes basically burned out.
Kill him clean so we can keep his armor. Maybe we could use a disguise thing with it or something.
Cool.
That's rough, yo. I
Actually,
guess-
You're saying
if you
we're
guys
rough
will
and
let
you're
me, if
freaking
you
with
wanted
his
to
eyes.
interrogate anyone, Felix is kind of in the mood for making someone bleed a lot.
So here's what I'll do. I directed the fellow to leave. I'm going to peek my head out again, see if this guy's still there, and if he is, I'm just gonna do stomach ray blast again. I'm just gonna pour all of that smoke into his armor until it just like eats him away. As
Okay.
quick as possible.
So you guys will kind of arrive upstairs just as you see Gurney is sort of like standing in the hallway, you like directing this kind of caustic black smoke as you hear the screams kind of filling the chamber as his skin is slowly like liquefied inside his armor.
I try to kill him quickly. I just and then I just see them and I stop, and I just go, oh. And I wave and I go, how's things down there?
Ulrich's back in the old mode. He just kind of waves him.
Okay. All right.
We're good down here. What's anything up there?
Oh yeah, there's this guy. I sent him out the window though. Let's see if he made it. Is there anybody down there with you? Besides our friend.
There was.
Oh.
Yeah. And Ulrich looks at Felix and Vesper like, yeah, we kicked some ass.
You're
Where
enjoying
is the
this, right?
lady?
She's kind of standing like you see she was sort of standing in the chamber when you guys went upstairs, and when you guys kind of go look downstairs, you see she is basically like now standing outside the building, just kind of in this like outside the door.
Uh-oh. Maybe it's not safe here. Is she like kind of looking around?
It looks like
Let's
she's
go
just,
check in with
looks
her.
like
That
she's
music.
just.
So loud.
All right, sorry. Give me a second.
What are you
I'd
doing
like to
here?
try and do something. I'm still kind of in my trance, but if the guy who was just in front of me is not quite dead yet, just bleeding out, I'd like to try and regenerate him, but keep attacking him.
No, he's probably dead.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mhm.
All right. In that case, regardless, Felix is bent over this body. He's kind of ripped open the armor so that the guy's chest is bare, and you see him taking out this old iron rusty scissor, just a single scissor, and he is carving symbols into it, and he's muttering something to himself that is complete nonsense.
We might have one more enemy.
No, just let him get it out. We'll go outside, see if everybody else is fine. He's better here.
Okay. All right. Madam.
You talking to the
Are
woman
you well?
outside? The woman outside.
Yeah.
She's kind of standing there. You see her. She kind of turns her head to you. She says, to be perfectly honest, I'm surprised to see you all well and still alive. You've survived the night so far, and that's something.
Just barely.
I know well what you mean. You said seen us again. I've not had the pleasure.
She kind of turns her veiled face towards the rest of the group. She says, "We have not been introduced, but I have encountered these wanderers before.
Yeah, was she just as mysterious last time when we were in that like graveyard area?
I mean,
Yeah.
she
Like, I don't know if we
eventually
ever caught her name.
she did not
She
give
event-
her name. No.
Yeah,
No, she
okay.
didn't.
Yeah, okay. She was kind of just like, all right, you guys are pretty cool, but I don't need you. But she
And she was
she was kind of getting her butt kicked, right? Like we almost
Well,
saved her, right?
it's just a matter of like maybe she was just rolling bad.
Yeah.
She didn't have
Yeah.
two north. This time she did. This
There
time
you go. There you go.
You get the sense
yeah.
that she went like, okay, so this is obviously Vesper wouldn't know this, but the last time you guys encountered her, you get the sense that she was confident in what she was doing, even though she did take a little bit of damage. You assume, I mean, she is very skilled at what she does. You're just like, as you see her now, like she's kind of, you can still hear her breathing a little bit, like wheezing, as if she has like an injured rib or lung or something like that from the hard hit that she took, and she's just kind of, you know, a little bit more out of it.
Is this yeah? Is this your house? Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. No,
Go first.
no. Gurney's a better talker than Ulrich is.
Okay.
You go. Yeah.
Did you have you fought these people before?
She kind of looks down at one of the bodies on the street. She says, I am unfamiliar with these knights. They're foreign to me.
So they're new to the city.
She kind of casts a gaze at you. She says, "That's yes, they are.
Is this your house here?
No. I simply have been tracking I have prey that I've been tracking. I lost it, and so I found these savages. I decided to step in. However, she kind of like puts her hand on her hilt. She says, "Perhaps I made a mistake. It's not my lot to hunt men."
Well, those men deserved it.
I'll take the opportunity to be like, yeah, this is I guess we might as well exchange the recent pleasantries. This is Vesper Keening. Gurney, if you don't remember, that's Ulrich. Felix, does Felix still have the sword? Or does she have it back now?
He
I
never
guess
had he never had her sword. He had the blood that was on the sword.
Okay, that
Right.
makes much more sense. Okay, then I'll say thank you for whatever you did for Felix there. He seemed into it.
Madam, might I
quite.
inquire your name?
We all listen in like, oh shit, is she gonna really say it? Yeah.
Tell us. Tell us.
She kind of looks down. She says, "It's been a long time since I had need for a name in this town."
Well, how long has it been since you've needed help? And I'll throw out a hand. Yeah.
She says, when I was active, before things changed, many referred to me as the Raven, or the Blood Raven. I was a hunter, like you.
Nice to meet you, Raven.
Well, you've certainly been a hunter longer than any of us. I can admit that. It certainly shows.
Madam, I believe I have had dreams of you.
Have you now?
think so. I think so. You have my
That's a
aid and
little
my healing
forward.
if you need it.
She kind of puts up a gloved hand. She says, "No, I'll be fine. I I need no aid but my own."
I seriously imagine this chick having like a little like predator field kit somewhere. She can just like do like a like she's just gonna start field dressing herself right now.
Oh yeah.
She says,
Uh,
"I might ask why you are here in this place. Seems not the district for those who hunt men and beast."
We
we see the Lunaris Temple in the Cathedral District, the Sanguinary.
we actually are seeking a place, the Briarstone, I believe it was called. The Stitched
Dread
Sisters.
Swamp, Briarstone. Briarstone, yes.
Yes, we our current prey, I do with these,
Okay.
is the Stitch Sisters.
These are the parliaments of our times.
Oh yes. You wouldn't have to know anything about them, would you?
I know it's far outside the city walls, deep in a swamp.
Dang it.
Yes. The
I
Dread Swamp.
thought that's good. I thought she was gonna be like, yeah, I am one of them. Like, oh god.
There's,
The Stitch Sisters, that's right.
Yeah,
she says,
okay.
if there is any way to travel outside these walls, I do not know it.
And I was just gonna ask if she could be a guide. Right?
Yeah.
We're all thinking that.
We're hoping to head into the Cargill Academy, hopefully to find a safe passage through the walls. They're old. There's probably something underground that'll let that be available to us. We do hope to eventually return to Central Palemore for a more prolonged stay.
She kind of like straightens her back a little bit. You hear kind of a cracking, and she
Ouch.
says, "Before you travel, I did not have much faith in you when we first crossed paths. Witless, wanderers, victims is what I perceived, but you have survived this long, and perhaps there is merit to that. I suggest, if you have not already, visit the workshop."
It's true.
The workshop.
The workshop. Miss Vesper, we should officialize our current role here. Seeing as we now have a goal. At the start of this night, we were, as you described it, all those things. Now we're something more, and we'd like to wear it as a badge of pride.
Well,
Right.
then go visit the tinkerer. I'll not. I have not the heart to step foot in that place anymore, but I'm
Do
sure.
you have something against Sir Jorik? Jorik, rather?
Jorik and I have a bit of history, you could say.
He
Okay.
seems so amiable when we visited.
He is a good man, and he will treat you right, and he will provide you with the best armaments. But his face is one I cannot see any longer.
Did he supply you with that armament?
She kind of tilts her head. She says, "At one point, Jorik supplied all of the legions of the church, every type of hunter."
I'm certain he'll find difficulty with some of us. I just sort of... But if you'd like, you're welcome to accompany us. Maybe... Oh wait, I'm sorry, you had prey to hunt, rather.
Right.
Prey in this district?
She kind of looks around and looks up, at the kind of the moon in the sky. She says, I think with the way things are moving, my hunting will have to change. I can no longer hunt those simply turned, or those going down the path. I will accompany you to certain places, but I cannot stay for long. She kind of turns her head, kind of veiled face, and she to Vesper, and she says, "You seem a bit lost. There is much that you wish to ask. I do not know if I have answers to all of it, but I've been here a long time. I will share what I know if you require it."
Madam, we would be deeply
Beholden.
grateful.
Vesper.
I know that in times as dark as these, it is hard indeed to lose connection with good people. I'm sorry for your disconnect with Jorik. I would love to know anything and everything we can. It's
A new follower.
I am at your mercy.
She kind of
Okay.
sorry. She kind of turns and her cloak kind of billows around her. She says, "Well, if questions must be asked, then we should not stay."
I retrieve Felix.
I'll just be like, yeah, you can, cruise with us as long as you like. Give her the old
And who got
warrior's
the
handshake.
What is so loud? What is banging?
Sorry, that was my microphone falling.
Oh no. And who did someone pick up the sword I grabbed from the guard?
Yeah, I did.
Good. All right, just making sure.
Ooh, I'll grab the armor then. Can I grab that, Askren? Is that cool?
You want to?
Just the one that Gurney so eloquently removed.
The one
person
I
out of.
gooed.
I mean,
guy.
he's still sort of
It's
in the
gonna-
armor,
A good
and
guy.
it would probably take
It's
a
pretty
while.
ruined
It would
armor?
probably no.
Okay.
The armor's not necessarily ruined. I mean, there's still like person in there, and
There's still person.
it would probably take a while to like unstrap and take apart,
Okay.
a full set of armor. So you
I
could if you
tell-
really wanted to, but
I tell
Yeah, if we
Ulrich.
shouldn't linger.
I tell Ulrich, listen, we're going to the armory that Sir Yorick runs. We could just get stuff
Chill.
from him.
I was thinking using it for like a sneak thing, but you're right. Let's F that idea.
I mean, you could take
Yeah.
pieces of it if you like. Like I'll allow you to take one or two pieces.
Certainly.
And then one more thing before we leave with this chick, and I'm saying this out of character because I don't know, but is it possible? Like, did Felix learn that blood stuff? Should we ask her to like, hey, can you like teach him how to do
You
that?
haven't
or
asked any. You haven't
he-
asked anything about that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Okay, so we don't know if he did it like her, or if it was like a one-time thing. But
I didn't
guess,
see it, I think.
Has
You
not-
guys.
Has not been discussed.
Thanks. Okay. All right, then. If Gurney didn't see it, then I'll mention it then. Madam, you seem to have some qualities controlling that blood in some sort of turning it into a weapon. Would you, by chance, be able to show that to our comrade? Teach him. We trust him so much. And then I look at Felix like, you better not make me regret this.
She says, "Your friend is strangely attuned, but it requires a unique connection to be able to control blood in such a way." And she kind of like takes her sword and she swings it out with a kind of like a metallic like and
Yeah.
you watch as she kind of slightly the blade is like long and jagged, and as she does, like as she's holding it kind of at her side, she's gonna kind of like take it like this, and you watch as the blood on the end is gonna like turn into these like long saw-like teeth on the edge, like on the end of the blade, and then she kind of like like turns it in her hand, and all the blood just drops to the ground.
The child inside Ulrich's like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But Ulrich, old man's just kind of like, show off.
She says,
Impressive.
it requires quite a special attunement and a special tinge.
Let's
Madam,
see.
since you are so adept at manipulating blood, is there any way to help Felix here?
I'm not sure what you think I can do for him.
I don't know either. I thought I couldn't ask.
Felix, do you think he can do similar things like she does?
Felix was bent over that body, carving things into its chest. Looking over, you see he's now left that body, and on its chest you see the large symbol of the swirl that looks like the sun, big on his chest.
Okay, continue. I'm gonna send you something.
Okay.
No!
And then around that, there are other various like small symbols that you don't really recognize. Seem meaningless scrawlings.
Madam, do
just
you know what
carved
that
into his
symbol
chest.
means?
Don't show her that symbol. I tell
Why
her.
not?
But he's left that behind. The body is now next to him on the ground, and he has moved over to these bodies with the glowing blue manacles on it, and he is just sort of frantically like examining it, just sort of clawing at it a little bit, just trying to understand it. And as you address him, he just what?
Felix, hi. We're heading out. We wanted to along the way. Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. What were you saying?
You did a good job in this fight, and we noticed that the Blood Raven helped you in this manner.
Yeah. Oh, right. How did you do that? What was that blood? What was that?
She says, when the church started fighting the scourge, they learned something very quickly, and that was that those who would fall into the plague of beast were particularly vulnerable to weapons tinged with blood.
That makes sense. I've tried to use it. I've tried to use my blood to fight, but I never. I could never just understand. You know, I can move my own blood, but not. I can't just control it that strongly. I never thought to use it like that.
She says, you must calm your thoughts. You must focus. You must understand the connection. It takes much training. You have only the briefest grasp of what is possible.
Right.
She kind of looks around. She says, if you want to have complete control over that which dwells inside you, you must make your communion.
My communion? You mean offer my blood?
No. You must stand before your own angel.
Have I not? I feel so close. There is something. There is this power that I am just on the brink of, the cusp of what is holy, and I just can't do anything.
She turns kind of her head towards Gurney. She says, I suggest you lead your friend into the depths.
depths of what?
Of where?
The chalice.
Oh.
The cup that overflows with blood.
Where do we find that, madam?
The chalice is a deep ruin, an old catacomb. It dwells below the Grand Cathedral's tomb. In order to get there, you must visit Duma Chapel, where the skull resides. That is the entrance.
Furious note taking.
Yeah.
Duma Chapel.
Yes, that's where he left his skull as a memento to all of his followers.
He, who he?
Simon, of course.
Okay.
Simon.
Wait,
Simon's skull.
Yes, that's where it resides. It's one of the holiest relics of his church.
Is his mind there?
no, his like actual skull?
He placed it there himself.
That's odd that you bring that
How-
up. You mentioned that you're going to have to change up your dynamic with hunting your prey. You want to not only hunt those that have fallen into this beast-like state, but those who are also on the cusp of despair of this transformation, leading down that
Oh,
path.
God.
Is it the skull of Callum?
We are doing a similar thing, but we're not merely looking for those, as you described. We are hunting for the cause of it. We are hunting Lord Simon.
I'm assuming as this is happening, you guys are kind of walking. You're not like stationary.
No.
She says, perhaps we should discuss a bit. You see, a long time ago, when the plague began, men went out into the streets, pitchforks and torches, knives and bandages, to hunt down those taken by the plague, by the scourge. And yet night after night, those that went out to hunt the beasts became more and more furious with their lust for blood. And me and my kin became the ones to hunt down those who fell to the scourge themselves. Until, after a time, there was no one left. There were no humans left, just beasts. However, there was something I learned while doing my duty, while hunting those who had transformed. Everyone said, every rumor, every whisper said that the plague came from corruption, that the blood was tainted, it was no longer pure. But that was never true.
It wasn't.
What do you mean? How could that be?
There
I
was
can sense it. I can sense the difference in the blood. It is not the same blood that I know.
She says, There was always corruption, but it was not within the blood.
Then
Is that Gurney
Wait.
laughing or
It is.
Far?
It's both, honestly. It's both.
I don't understand.
I'm
what do you
sorry.
mean? Where did the corruption come from?
It's just,
Felix, where do you think?
What do you mean, Gurney?
No, what happens whenever we... we as a... it's a trend. Usually something good always has a downside. When it applies to us, at least.
I'm
Except for
lost.
God, it's only good.
Ulrich has the right idea. For once, whatever blood this came from, it was not meant for us. It may have done great things for us, but we clearly have done horrible things and will continue to do so. As with all good things.
That music is I am lost. I do not.
The blood
Hope
on
to
by
understand.
itself and in what it was supposed to be in is good, pure. It does its job. It doesn't connect with us. We are the corruption when it contacts us. I guess it only took a while for it to take hold.
That's crazy. That's confirmed, or that's just the latest theory?
And well, it's just human nature in a sense, I guess.
That's crazy. So wait, the blood just eventually corrupted itself. It wasn't some little church thing.
No,
That doesn't
I
make any
corrupted it.
sense.
that's
That makes no sense. There's a whole church and a movement built
Yeah.
by these men, by Simon, by the vivisectionists, by the doctors and the priests that kept this going, even though it was completely corrupt. It just became a drug to these worshippers,
It doesn't explain.
and it doesn't explain
I
the ascension. It doesn't explain any
no.
of that.
I've felt the touch of the pure blood. Okay, I felt it for long after they said this corruption. After they said that the blood ran out. Okay.
she kind of... Well then, perhaps you are not a beast.
not yet, at least.
How?
And neither are you.
Based?
Should see me when I get into the sacramental ale. I can be quite a beast.
I don't understand.
She kind of turns her head. She says, I have spent much time at the side of priests and church members, clergy. All the blood ever did was bring out that which was already inside. Men became beasts, not because the blood turned them into beasts, but because they already were.
All right, well, if you don't mind, we're gonna get going really soon. If you don't mind, if I have a little quick word with my companions before we set off.
She says, before you do, sorry. Sorry.
I
Check my...
do want to ask why she thinks bringing Felix to the chalice will help him. I
That's a
mean,
good question.
we've I think me and her have already sort of gotten on the idea that, it's a bad thing, this blood. is this chalice really going to help him, or is it just going to stabilize him long enough?
Well, your guys' theory is that the blood was inevitably going to corrupt itself from humans. That's what
Yes.
Ulrich's hearing right now.
I think Gurney will explain it's probably an enabler for this.
Okay.
Just it removes
Yeah,
all
okay,
those
that's a good way to
that
put it.
stops from doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I'll just ask her that, and then just ask her to at least come with us to Central Palemore, and then she can go off on her own.
Where were we gonna go before we heard about the chalice? Like that, wasn't this just kind of like a pit stop or something?
Well, this was going to be a pit stop to
Yeah.
the armory because we want to get suited up.
Yeah, okay,
And then we're going
yeah.
to go find the Stitch sisters.
Chill. Okay. So I'd like to keep her with us as long as we can. So
Yeah, she's
every
gonna.
other spot we can in here.
At this point, she sort of led you over. You guys have made your way over the bridge, in sort of towards. So you're entering Central Palemore.
Nice.
It is fairly quiet. You assume. You get the sense that. I mean, you see some kind of bodies, white-robed bodies, and also kind of long-limbed, sort of hairy humanoids that you had fought earlier, sort of. On the side of the road, so you get the sense that there's been some sort of slaying going on here.
Someone had fun. I mean, despicable.
Can we guess how long they've been there?
In days, who knows?
Who knows?
Not.
Take
I mean,
a picture. It'll last longer.
they weren't here the last time you guys came through, so. Well, you didn't come over this bridge in particular, so. I don't know. It's probably not terribly long.
That's okay. We'll keep moving. I will try to make sure we stay off of the main roads, though, if possible.
Nice.
And,
So he's on the Gurney shortcuts.
Yeah,
The Gurney cuts. The Gurney hole. Follow the Gurney hole. Yeah.
We're going
As
deeper
we're-
down the Gurney hole, everybody.
Sorry, Lisa. Sorry.
No, it's right. It's right. I'm still so confused. As we're walking, I want to bring out this symbol and say, does this mean anything to you? Anything to you, madam?
The swirly symbol.
Me? No.
That
No,
was
did
on
you
the body?
Okay.
on the bodies of the
A little
knights?
pendant.
Oh, okay. Ebony.
Oh, the religious symbol. No, she mentioned that these people were foreign to her. She didn't know, like, you guys got the sense even when they came here the first time that they were foreign to Pale, like they had arrived to Palemore. They're not from here.
I recognize them. They're confirmed Ebony Legion, though, right?
Yes,
Well,
they
they
are.
probably
Ulrich
the way
knows that.
out.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably would have known the way out of the walls.
Ah.
So,
Rip.
cool. Nice.
Oh.
So, yeah, Ulrich.
Yeah, so you get the sense that Vesper, you get the sense that it's most likely a religious symbol. Ulrich, you would know the symbol, obviously. It's very similar to kind of like an iron cross, which is obviously it's sort of like the Ebony Legion, and then in Theopolis it's sort of like the symbol for their particular god. But
We don't fuck around with God.
but it's it's foreign to Palemore.
Nice. Yeah, they're soldiers long past. They shouldn't be here. I don't know why they are. But yeah, they're like the bad news. Bad news.
You guys kind of arrive in Central Palemore, and you see her kind of like lean against a wall. As she looks, you hear kind of her kind of breath begin to rasp again. She says, "Will we travel together longer? Do you need guidance anywhere else? You seem fairly capable of surviving on your own, and I have more prey. My hunt is not done."
Trust me, you stick with us, you'll have plenty of prey. Believe me.
She has. No, we're going into more dangerous holes. You should depart from us.
Or what he said, man.
She kind of like, just sitting there catching her breath for a second. Well, if you have no further need of me, I do hope we find each other again.
Please, just take care.
Our paths keep crossing, Raven, and I hope they cross again.
She's gonna turn to Gurney. She's gonna
Give it
say,
a shake.
she says, if you choose to make some sort of communion, perhaps you might accept new gifts, but your friend
That sounds insightful.
Your friend he is troubled. He has heard much. You should find someone who can quiet the voices in his head and pray his mind still remains.
Thank you.
I'm gonna send. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna send Felix something. Anyway, you guys are sort of standing there. You can depart from her if you like. You can travel a little bit longer, or if you have any other questions, you're welcome to ask them.
I'm ready to depart for her, but that's up to the rest of you guys.
I liked having you, in a fight, but I won't press you to stay. I won't keep you from your hunting. Go with God, my child.
So, wait. This message of the corrupted blood, that's all been a lie. There's only ever been the pure blood.
She says, all I know is anyone who touched the blood, anyone who used it, I saw turn into beasts as the bloodlust took them on the nights of the hunt. Those that stayed indoors did not change. She says, what I did, I've seen many things and I know many secrets from long while ago. But that is one thing of which I am certain.
Oh, okay, sure.
Madam, it is confusing. We have seen in dreams, we have seen Simon and Callum in surgeries, and it seems they created the blood.
Did they create it? She kind of turns to Gurney.
It seems that you would know, madam.
Oh. Allow me to be fairly direct. If you choose to follow your friend here down into the depths, you will find the source of the blood, just as Simon did and Callum did.
Nice.
Is the source a place or a thing? A person or a thing?
It is not a person.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
It is, after all, an angel.
Gurney turns his back on
I
this
don't believe
conversation.
it's an angel. I don't believe it's an angel. I believe it's a creature or a creation Simon made.
She says, I know very little about what Simon did long ago before I was a part of the hunt, but if you are connected by the dream, then you are in a place that I once was. pray that you do not need it to sustain you like I did, like all of us did, for it will take a piece of you.
The dream or the blood?
The dream is not. It is not a natural thing. The dream sustained all of us for quite a time. We fought, we hunted, we died, and the dream sustained us, and so we returned again.
Ulrich's kind of holding his neck right there, like, when she's talking about that.
Aha, my skull.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
The dream is... I don't know why it exists. I don't know what it is, but somehow it connects those of us who've chosen to fight and to beat back this scourge. If you are a
Do you
part
believe,
of it... Go ahead.
do you think there's any connection with these dreams to the blood, the source?
She kind of puts a hand on her chest. She says, "You have met the caretaker of the dream."
Callum or the Tatterman?
Oh, madam, is it you?
I am not the caretaker, for I no longer dream. The man in the wheelchair.
Okay, so Callum.
That's Callum.
Okay. Alright, well, hopefully we'll be meeting him again.
It is by him that the dream is sustained. He is the one who...
And it's we who will end it. Sorry.
She says,
It's very dramatic. Good job.
Yeah, sorry. Ulrich gets too dramatic sometimes.
I know not the details, but there was a scholar. I know of his name and very little else, by the name of Bergen. I had heard that he helped to construct the dream, but how and why I do not know.
What was that name again? Bergen?
Scholar
Bergen.
Bergen.
Bergen. Okay.
That
Really
name, Gurney, you have heard that name before.
Oh, is he an Academy celebrity?
He is a fairly well-known and renowned scholar. Specifically, actually, I'm going to send this to you, because this makes more sense to send.
Well, thank you.
And on the note of sending, send us some nat 20s, you guys out there in chat. Sure, we're gonna need them soon.
I just want to figure this out. I do not understand.
I think that's a good theory that Gurney and this woman have, but I think it is just a theory.
And, well, it also just pours out what Callum wrote to Lord Simon.
That's it.
Yes, and I'll tell her this right now. I'll tell her before she leaves. You've been great help, but just to keep in mind as you head out into the night, fear the blood. Fear it, Raven.
We've already told her about like the little red lanterns, and those are survivors and stuff. Like this is that chick. We're like, yeah, like gonna do what we're doing, save people.
Callum wrote that it deafens, but please do not allow that to just make your guard go completely down.
I have been in this place a long time, and I have slain many people. It's
A gleaming endowment.
Din money.
Yes.
oh lord.
Who was it?
It was a bunch of nat 20s. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So she kind of like she nods. She says, I've slain many men, many things, and I am still here. And I will continue to fight, though this time, thankfully, I have no need to return, no dream to sustain me, nor wish to. She kind of looks up. She says, "You should make your way to the workshop. Jorik will have preparations. He has been working, his blindness notwithstanding."
Thank you again.
We give him your greeting, madam.
I thank you.
Don't let it be the last.
She says, "He will not know me, but speak to him of Annalise. That will brighten his mood."
Certainly.
It will be my pleasure.
And she's going to kind of turn and begin walking down the alley. You guys are in central Palemore at this point, not very far from the bridge to the Cathedral District.
Oh, Raven. Yeah, she's too cool. She's too cool for school.
Really cool. I want to. If I wouldn't get us in trouble, I would scream all the way across. You're so cool.
Yeah, don't.
I will.
That's silly. Okay.
We would like to head to the workshop. The workshop was in the Grand Cathedral, right?
It was in the Cathedral District, down below the cathedral itself, sort of down at the bottom of a hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Two birds, one stone.
It's not
Cross
physically
that
like
bridge.
under. It's outside. It's a building outside, but it's like down a sort of a winding set of stairs, set, hidden away.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, so you guys very stealthily kind of continue to make your way under this this moon that is just beating down, huge in size. It has
Dang.
kind of grown bigger since the last time it had earlier in the night. And as the clouds sort of leave the sky, you make your way into the Cathedral District. Distantly, you hear sort of the tolling of distant bells as the kind of prostrate praying statues haphazardly piled along the bridge kind of flank your ingress into the cathedral ward, reminding you sort of all these robed figures kneeling, praying, and giving praise to some unseen deity. Towers and spires rise around you as kind of the bells fill the air. And here and there you hear shouts and footsteps. You guys are walking back through the district, sort of doing your best to avoid main streets, when you kind of come through an alley, and very quickly you realize that you, by the way, you all have an extra nat 20 from before.
Yes.
You realize you're passing a large fountain, sort of a big structure in the center of the town, and you get a sense of deja vu, almost as if you've been here before, and you realize you have, as you see this fountain kind of draped with chains, torches, and bodies scattered around.
Did we save a guy from being burned to death here?
No, that was a
Nope.
different district. No, this is the large sort of fountain statue where immediately prior to your going into the Alabaster district, you saw a group of pitchfork and torch wielding citizens haul some large kind of feral dog-like beast up onto this thing, almost
right.
crucifixion style, and begin
Right.
sort of torturing it. However, there are a lot of bodies here, and there is no sign of the creature.
Oh shit.
Whoa, holy shit.
That's crazy. All right.
Oh my god. I don't know if we're lucky or if we should have saved.
That's a good idea. Let's do a save point right here.
Okay, yeah,
This
there
is
you
a
go.
good save point. All right. Hold on.
I'd like to
Wasn't
go
there
through.
supposed to-
I'd like to just scum save so we can get all the dialogue options for the.
Yeah. It looks like. Wasn't there supposed to be some crazy beast tied up to that thing?
It was.
Yeah, there
That's-
was something there.
I'm sure that was their intention. Instead, they're dead.
It
And all
might
these
be best
people-
to move swiftly and possibly go below.
I don't feel safe down there. I'm sorry.
I don't feel safe up here.
Welcome to Palemore.
Yeah, just a quick
Right.
recap. Like, how did the beast we saw there compare to that rat one we tangled with in the sewers? Not the freaky pig one.
The rat
Princess
was
Bride rat.
the rat was like probably
ROUS.
RUSs?
yeah. The rat was
I don't think
big.
that
Yeah.
The rat was big. This thing was probably, if it stood on its hind leg, was probably about 15 feet tall. It
But
was
the rat was big?
no, the creature
that's
here.
not
Okay. Whew. I
Yeah.
was like, the rat was bigger than that?
It was a-
Jeez.
You remember
Okay.
it
That
was
was
this,
like
Okay, good.
German Shepherd
So
size.
this guy's, yeah, okay.
the rat was
So that rat was
probably
a rat
probably
compared
more
to this guy.
probably more the size of like a motorcycle. Whereas
Okay.
this thing was, imagine like a giant dog or a giant wolf, like, you know, shoulders reaching like 10 feet off the ground.
Jesus.
It was
So it's
big.
Like a
I just
freaking
wanna-
elephant.
I
It's like
just
a
wanna-
freaking wolf size of an elephant
it.
or something. Okay. That's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, I'm glad
Okay,
it's
that's
gone.
too big. Yeah.
So we'd like
Let's
to
go stealth. I vote
Yeah.
for stealth. Yeah.
Stealthy.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
Scooby snack.
Yeah. You guys eventually can kind of skirt your way around as you see sort of the firelight emanating from various places. You can actually see smoke rising from somewhere in the district, as it appears that fire has been set somewhere, and you can hear kind of loud chanting and shouting echoing down the streets. You kind of jog down the back alley, and it's not too far before you see this sort of familiar gateway leading to the long, winding stone set of steps that's going to kind of lead you downwards, sort of in the shadow of the Grand Cathedral, but not immediately next to it. And you, as you descend, you see this kind of sort of hexagon shaped building that kind of rises straight up as you recognize the workshop, having seen it for the first time
Nice.
in quite a while.
Whew. Good navigating, Gurney.
no problem.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
that's not the same thing as the tower, right?
Nope.
No.
We know
Part of the tower, right?
We know that the Ebony
Ebony.
Legion was hanging out at Tower. We don't know which one though.
The tower at the cathedral.
We have no idea.
No, they specified, they said a tower, but they didn't specify. You were also told to go to the East Tower in the Grand Cathedral to find something. That was I don't remember the exact details I gave you there, but I think Felix was told to go there specifically.
Ooh, it's Felix's fault. Busted.
And then there was another cathedral that I was just told to go to if I wanted the chalice.
That
right?
is Duma Chapel, which is like sort of one of the main chapels in the Grand Cathedral. You've already been in the Grand Cathedral once, briefly, but this would be one of the main chapels, like way in the back. And
Got
as
it,
far as you
okay.
are aware, that apparently conceals the entrance to the catacombs, or to the tombs and then the catacombs.
Cathedral Workshop, Eastern Tower.
Okay. So I think Duma Chapel. Yeah, Duma Chapel. Let's have that be our final destination.
Let's
Like
get
that's pretty.
Well, let's not
Let's
say
get-
final.
no.
Oh yeah. I mean, sorry. In the above ground, I guess. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
we're at the workshop now. Let's get outfitted. Then we'll go to the Duma Chapel, and we'll have a great time at the Grand Cathedral.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's a plan.
It'll be a party, but not like
It's a great time.
the last 8 ones
It's a
we've
great
been
time.
to in this goddamn
Okay.
city.
We
So-
enter the workshop.
Yeah, you kind of let yourself in, and you guys remember, just like the last time you were here, this place is abandoned and run down. Cobwebs, dust, and all kinds of things. You remember the only room in here that actually seems to be occupied as you navigate to it is the workshop room itself, and as you sort of make your way in, you sort of get the scent of must and quicklime and some forge dust and other things as you hear kind of a struggling sound coming from the corner, and you see this Vesper. This being the first time you're here, you're basically in what looks like an expansive weapons workshop. It looks like a place where, when fully outfitted, this place could produce or invent some extremely potent weapons, but it is in very heavy disrepair. There are blades kind of hanging from racks in the ceiling that are just sort of left to tarnish. Most of the shelves are empty. It's not in great shape, but still toiling away at this kind of workbench is this man in a large sort of metal wheelchair. He is you see like a leather mask covering his face and kind of a long beard coming down from the mask, like covers his eyes, but you see the nose and mouth and this kind of scraggly gray beard, and he's kind of like working with like a wrench or something, making a lot of noise. He hasn't really noticed you coming in.
I knock on a wall. Knock, knock. Mr. York.
He says, hasn't turned to you. He says, "What is it? Oh, what? What do you want?"
We're the first watch. We're here to get suited up.
He kind of like stops and puts his kind of frustratedly puts his the wrench down, and you see him kind of turn the wheelchair with a loud creaking as it kind of like one of the wheels is a little bit bent. As he rolls it over to you, you see the kind of the blanket covering his legs, and he's gonna wheel a few feet and stop right in front of Gurney, and he says, "You're late."
We wandered a bit too far. I'm sorry.
You smell like moon dust. What are you here for?
Well, for one, there's something that will protect us in terms of being attacked. I particularly might need something specialized.
As you're talking, he's gonna kind of like, you see his gaze drift, and he's gonna actually wheel his cart like in the middle of your sentence, like right over to Vesper, and he's kind of looking up with you with this kind of leather masked face. It's the mask is like flat. There's no features on it, so you just see like nose, mouth, and then flat leather mask. So he can't see out of it. But he says, "You look familiar."
Have we met?
No, you don't sound like her.
Who?
Oh, Madame Margot, of course. Sorry. My mistake.
Did he say I smell like her?
You look like her.
I look like her.
And he's like blind, so what he's seeing, who knows?
Sir,
He has an
I
X-ray
know.
goggle helmet.
I know the Queen. We look nothing alike.
Are you sure? Have you looked into a mirror lately?
Is there a mirror in here?
Is there a mirror?
There's like a kind of a musty glass like pane that you can kind of see a reflection in.
I'm
I
going
don't
to
look like the
rush
Queen.
over to that dusty pane and look at my reflection.
I mean, your features are as you remember them. Your eyes are a bit sunken. Your cheeks are kind of are fairly sunken. Your face looks very a bit long because of probably the lack of you know, the loss of fat around, you know, but it still looks like you.
It's a curious riddle, sir. Can you elaborate?
Riddle, no. Pale, sunken cheeks, dark eyes, white hair. You just like her.
Listen, old man, we don't need your preferences on women, all right? We just need some weapons and gear. I'm sure it's been a long time since there's been a girl around here.
I don't think that's what he means, Ulrich, but thank you so much for being my champion.
I'm your
Have you
white
seen
knight.
the Queen? Have you seen the Queen lately, sir?
What year is it?
Shit.
If he
Search
says
me.
yes, I'm gonna flip. Yeah.
Search me.
Uh, uh, things have been a bit odd lately, so we are not sure.
I think out of everyone, Gurney would have the best sense of time, right?
Yeah,
I
Like,
guess
the
do I
actual
know
year?
what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
You can make a guess. You're not sure if it's correct.
I'll tell him we're this high above the ground in Palemore's construction. That's how I'm keeping track of it.
He says,
Huh?
Nice.
then
I love that.
then I don't know. But again, my mistake. My eyes are not what they used to be.
Clearly not.
I know what you're going through.
By the way, you do remember like his description of Margot was not entirely inaccurate. You know, she was very pale. She had kind of this puffed up white hair tied up behind her head. Very, very kind of like a long face with deep sunken cheeks. It looked like, you know, it looked like she was always kind of like a powdered, sort of emaciated aristocrat.
Maybe it was supposed to be a compliment.
You never know.
Maybe that's like Palemore etiquette. Oh, you look like the queen.
You look like a corpse. How lovely.
Yeah.
Were you friends with her, sir?
Friends? No. Didn't speak. But
You did work for her.
She gave you a lot of money, didn't she?
Let him finish.
I was commissioned, made arms for her personal knights. Yeah.
Aye. Well, that is what we've come for.
Only her personal guard. That would make you in a relatively close position with her.
Just the inventor. And he says, you have one of my weapons. Where did you get it?
Oh, you mean this? I pull out the spear? Yeah. Maybe.
So cool.
That's the one he's talking about, right?
You assume it's
That's
probably
right.
he probably
Yeah,
probably
sorry.
not your sword because
Yeah.
you know where you got that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so you say you crafted this, old man.
He says, imperfect. It was only a prototype.
Prototype.
Well, it served me well, so thank you, and fine craftsmanship on you. You have my respect.
Wasn't that a sword? A
Spear.
spear used by all those guards we saw in the chapel in the church? Didn't they
I think
all
just
have
the
spears?
chick had it, right?
Yeah.
Just the leader chick used
Was
it.
it just her?
That's a good question, though.
No. They had their own type of spears. The one with the flip blade, like he pulled that off of a wall. That was oh god, I can't remember the name of the place. The place where you got
I
it.
don't
but-
remember either, but that was like,
Sanguinary.
when she jacked the little like piece of meat from us or whatever it was behind that like flesh curtain.
Ulrich, ask him.
Right.
Ask him who it was for.
Okay.
Who was it
So you said a prototype.
uh,
Who did you prototype this for?
that was Timon. he was church. What was their order? It's a long time
White
ago.
church.
And there's. Do you have one of my? Do you still have my, my powder keg weapon? The one I gave you.
Unfortunately, it was lost to us, as well as the doctor you gave it to. He was dragged down by the, what are they called again? The doctors, the flesh carvers,
The vivisectionists?
Savage morticians.
The savage
morticians.
The vivisectionist was what we were is who we were trying to find.
Oh yes. Went to see Jeremon, did you?
We tried, and it was not to our liking.
Perhaps give him my regards the next time you see him.
Someone actually told us to give you their regards.
Ooh.
Aye, it's true.
Am I supposed to stab him with the spear when you say that?
Ulrich,
No.
Ulrich, ease down.
Okay.
Ulrich, ease down.
Wrong person.
Sorry.
Wasn't the Lannisters.
Luckily, you
gets
can't see, old
confused.
man.
Yeah.
What is he?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Lucky you can't see, old man. I want to see what he does with that.
He's still focused on you. Like Ulrich lifted his thing, but he kind of didn't really react that much.
Alrighty. Well, I tell him. Well, someone told us to tell you that Annalise, I guess, sends her regards. Happy regards at that.
Fine assistant. Beautiful girl. A shame I can no longer see her. She's around here somewhere, I think.
Wait, you mean like literally, or you just never run into her?
I think she went to find something. Maybe. I don't remember when that was.
So this guy's really lost in time, I think.
He's really lost. Well,
Yeah.
regardless. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he just says he's just kind of like tilting his head. By the way, you guys, I don't know if you remember this because it was a while ago, but he did have an assistant when you guys visited him.
Oh my god.
The second time.
Was that the
Oh, wasn't there?
The
It was
girl or what?
not human though. It was artificial, wasn't it? But that was when we used the
Was it?
lantern.
Yeah.
We did use the lantern in the workshop, and it took us to a place. Oh wait, her name was Annalise.
Does the Blood Raven Annalise cross the barriers? Does she?
Holy shit, Annalise was in the waking dream.
That's when we saw her last.
Ooh,
What does that mean?
That she travels like you do.
And he does too. They both do, maybe.
Fucking dream
Do they?
walkers.
The person do you remember who you saw here? Do you
She
remember?
said she can't dream anymore.
He
Was it
can't.
the little
She
girl
fixed it.
or
Annalise
No,
Annalise
the
was
dude? The
Annalise
dude with no legs?
Annalise was a young woman. She was a very young woman that
That's true.
worked here with him.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we took her to the
That's
safe
okay.
house, right?
No.
No, that was a little girl.
Yeah, that was a different girl. Annalise
It was
was
almost like the first safe house we met, I think. It was one of the.
No,
one of the first
Amelia
ones we
is the
met,
little girl.
Amelia's the
Right.
little girl.
Yeah.
Annalise is
my
the
God.
Annalise was when you guys went here the first time. You visited him, and then you lit the lantern in this chamber, and then you were transported to a sort of much more complete, much
Yes.
less run down version of this same workshop where you met a much more sane and spry version of Jorik, who was still in a wheelchair but not as sort of disheveled, and also a very young girl who worked here with him, and she was the one who kind of helped you kind of find your things.
Which
This is a crazy
which
idea,
Jorah
man.
gave us the weapon?
This one.
The one here. The one in this
Okay,
world.
this is the one
This
in this
one.
world.
Yeah.
What if
Um,
that Annalise chick grew up to be the chick, the commander of the Ebony Legion, which has the mask, and that's why she had that spear?
Well, no, they were different
No,
spears.
different.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, because the Ebony Legion is foreign to Palemore. We are
Right, it's not
assuming
here.
right now
Oh yeah, you're right. That would cancel it out. You're right.
that
okay.
the Blood Raven is Annalise.
Right.
That's a
Oh,
safe
okay.
enough assumption, I think.
Right. that's
Okay,
the
yeah,
same
okay.
one.
I
Time
follow
is
now.
different.
Time
Yeah.
is different because
And she
Yeah.
said she used to go into the dream, but she said she fixed it. She can't go anymore. She just said it.
She no longer dreams.
She did, yeah.
no
she
longer dreams.
It sustains the hunters. though.
Ooh,
Okay.
cool, sweet. I
where-
think we kind of closed a little bit of the chapters.
We
there. That's
solved
neat.
a little
Okay.
mystery.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
All right. I would like us to
Okay.
discuss that later.
We
Instead,
didn't solve it. We just got more
You're right.
information.
You're right. You're right. I know,
Yes.
but that was. I feel like we had a little.
I'm going to
small
ask
mental
him
victory.
to maybe if he has equipment for us, or if he has like specialized
Yeah.
kind of armor for us. I specifically want something that has like I don't want to burn a hole in my clothes anymore. So I want like a little like
Yeah.
pro-made.
Don't worry.
Fistula.
I got this.
Not like a
Ernie.
window.
Yeah, like a
Armor.
window.
Give us all your shit, old man.
You can if
Like
you
an Apple iPad case.
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys can if you I mean he will like you will find in the investigation of this room there are a few suits of like a leather outfit. It's more like a uniform than armor, but it is a heavy leather
Okay.
outfit that would probably replace your sort of tattered and bloody clothing
That would be
fairly
good for me,
well.
yeah, actually.
Yeah.
If
'Cause
nothing
I
ance.
can't wear full armor, but I can wear leather. I'm still going to
And
rage
he will actually sort of as you see like he doesn't have any he will have to kind of work or he can work on some other weapons. However, he's kind of bringing something around, like he kind of reaches into this box and pulls something out, and as he does
Ooh,
it
I
he's
like
kind
this.
of about to hand it to he's kind of wheeling himself over, and he goes over to Felix, and it looks like he's about to hand Felix something, and he kind of turns his head. He says, "What is that?"
What is
Tell you
what?
What?
Yeah, he says, you've carved something onto yourself. What is it?
Ooh.
I
like this
looked
guy.
down. I looked down at like
him.
my arm, and I didn't even realize that I had carved something into it. I'm just, I don't know exactly. It's the voices, the song, the things, the blood.
He
This is what they say.
he
I-
says, I am unfamiliar with that rune.
Whoa.
That might be a good thing, I guess, or...
Wait,
You-
I look at him and say, is it
Another
a
puzzle.
wait? What rune? Is it a Bergen rune?
Oh yes.
The...
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but you're not using it properly.
Stupid kids.
Do you? I mean, you said you don't know what it is. How do you know how to? How
Well,
do I
if-
use it?
Well, if it's a rune, then you're not using it properly.
Can I look at it and like
You've seen it already.
I've seen it,
Yeah.
but like it's out of my jurisdiction.
He kind of like wheels himself over, and there's like he takes off this thing off the wall, and it looks like a set of chisels and a hammer. And he says, "Sit down here." And he kind of points in front of him.
Okay.
And you guys watch as he sort of lifts up this chisel. It looks like actually like a metal, like a big iron nail. And he kind of dips it into a little pot, like an ink pot on his desk, and it comes up dripping with red. And he kind of holds it to the back of Felix's head, like right here, and raises this sort of mallet. And he says,
Shit. This might hurt a lot.
Runes, runes allow the channel of power that forms from the voices of the angels. Ting! And he kind of hits. You feel a very strange sensation inside your skull, but you don't feel like a puncturing pain on the outside. It feels like something just hit your brain. And then he kind of takes it again, and he says, there were 12 ting, discovered by the scholar Bergen. Ting. He says, he found a way to channel the words the angels spoke. And then he kind of like, but sadly, he disappeared before his work could be complete. And as he lays the chisel down on the table, Felix, you feel a very, very strange sensation. Like, it's almost as if those voices that are so familiar to you, that are kind of cacophonous and a mishmash of sounds and noises, it's almost as if someone turned down the volume on all of them except one, and you just have this sort of clear, loud note ringing in your head. It's not like overwhelming your thoughts, but it's just like a humming, like your head is almost like a tuning fork for this particular sound. It's not a word, it's not any like something that you can make sense of, but somehow you understand that it has meaning. And you, because you have inscribed the Ascension rune,
Oh, fuck me.
you are going to double your die bonus for any power involving controlling blood.
Nice.
Slight improvement.
Of that music.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
Going crazy has its benefits.
How? It's. Thank you, I think.
Wow.
Thank you.
He says, it was a knowledge that many of the finest hunters in the church embraced for a long time. I am happy to see you embrace as well. Accept the runes, learn them, and you will have access to the voices of the angels.
Did you say there were how many runes?
12.
12.
12, but you haven't seen this one. So
There are
13?
apparently 13.
That's. But
Um,
that was all Bergen's work.
But how?
Yeah.
But hold on, we've seen other runes before, haven't we?
One other rune.
I draw.
Did you
it.
say I should be?
I draw it right now. The one I found in the guy we found in. I draw it for this guy. For sure.
He says, this is the rune called Skin.
Ew.
What does it do?
Skin allows those entreated with it to exert some control over their own flesh.
Oh my god.
If
Um,
unfortunately, the call is too much for most to embrace it, and it overruns them.
Oh my gosh. Did you know Bergen?
He says, I did not know the man, but his work was given to me to use for the church.
Do you have any of it left over? Or is it all in your handsome little noggin there?
There are no... I have written no books, but I do not doubt that the Cargill Academy will possess such knowledge.
I dismiss this. I put on my mask and I mind Redshift.
Okay. What do you want to learn?
whatever he initially thought when I asked him about the runes. I can't
Okay.
pour very deeply,
Yeah. You get.
but
So first of all, roll me a check.
oh yes, I have the natural 20 from Tune.
Do you want to use it?
Yes, I put on the mask. I pour myself into it.
It's a good time to use that. Yeah.
Ha!
All right. So 27.
I rolled low. 27.
Okay. You see into his thoughts, and they are sort of a miasma, but the most surface thoughts that you can easily read are he seems to be recalling these, and you get almost a flash of many, if not all. You're not sure if you can grasp them all, but you definitely get a vision of some of the runes that he's thinking of. He doesn't seem to be lying, as far as you can tell, about the fact that he never wrote this down. This seems to me more of just a skill he possesses, but you can see into his mind, and you can actually... Sorry, I'm looking for my paper here. You can actually see many of the runes that are kind of in his head. You also can see sort of what he's thinking. And... how to describe this? You get you get a vision that is passing through his head of it's almost like a place. It's almost as if he's imagining a place, and it's dark, it's damp. There's water, there is rock, and as it kind of like the image coalesces in your head, you see something move, and as you kind of focus on that thought, you realize you are looking at something large, something slimy, something not at all human, and it doesn't have a face that you can discern. It doesn't even have eyes that you can discern. But as it kind of moves and shifts with this sort of formless bulk, you get the sense that it is looking back at you. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
One
And
door
more
closes,
questions.
another one opens.
Right?
Oh, that was so good.
You can't it's like, you can't just open doors. There's always something behind a door.
Yeah.
But man, that is
Doors, man.
that is gonna
The
be it.
looking
That is
glass.
Gurney has opened the door to something, and oh god, when he shares that image. But that is gonna be it for tonight. We are a little bit over time, and of course we're gonna have to wrap it up there. A lot of answers tonight, but also a lot of questions as some mysteries come together and some deepen.
Yeah. Some come together.
But as always, yeah, cliffhangers as always. We are going to. I mean, that's it for us. Don't go running away because we have a lot of stuff to do here. We have some announcements. We got to talk a little bit. We got some previews, and we've got 2 giveaways to announce. So that's gonna be 4 winners that we're gonna be picking tonight. So stay here, guys. And as I get all that sorted, let's go around. Let me turn this down. Turn the Sirenscape off. Let's go ahead and talk to our cast and get some thoughts, impressions, and hooks and plugs from all of them. And let's start with Speedy, man.
That was great. I felt that was like I absolutely love it. I feel like we're making some progress now. I feel like we're learning more things and raising more questions still, but like there is something that we are after, that we are chasing, that we kind of know now, and like suddenly the runes have meaning and everything is coming together, and something good happened to Felix for once in his life. Finally, fewer voices. But yeah, that was great. You guys were all fantastic. I loved that we were able to uncover some of like Annalise's background, or the badass chick and everything.
AKA badass chick.
Yeah.
AKA badass chick.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much. As for me, I'm Speedy, not so speedruns on Twitch and Twitter. You can follow me there. I'm a variety and D&D streamer, so I do a lot of video games. I'm playing Darkest Dungeon way too much lately. Sundays I do one shots with guests. Mondays I have D&D 5e with 4 on it, and Thursdays I have a brand new series in Blades in the Dark called 6 and 20, which is run in conjunction with the channel Unmade Gaming. Both of us in the same world with the same DM. Kind of messing with each other, and our stories are intertwined in amazing ways. Oh my god, we're being raided by the Arvanauts. Thank you guys.
Oh my god, the Arvanauts. Ah! Hello, guys. Oh my god, Trendane and Shadowed Mage and Shadow and Alchemy. All you guys, what's going on, everyone? Welcome, welcome. Can we get a shout out for Arvin Elleron in the chat? If you guys don't know, Arvin Elleron is a really cool D&D and variety channel. They're just really cool, and they do some great stuff. They got some a lot of new shows, a lot of stuff coming up. Voice actors doing crazy cool things, and great friends, obviously. Thank them. Get them a shout out if we got a mod in chat that'll do that. There it goes. And welcome everyone. You guys are just in time for the announcement, as we were last time, of a giveaway, 2 giveaways actually. So. Welcome. Yes, you just as you're leaving. Yeah, we just ended, but we do have a giveaway, so you're not missing the best stuff, the best part of the session. Oh man. All right. So did I cut you off, Speedy?
Just
raid
one more quick
The raid
thing.
cut himself off. Yeah.
Trendane from Arvon Elleron, fantastic voice actor and everything. He's also on that 6 and 20 show. Trendane is
So amazing.
absolutely amazing. I just he had like a podcast called The Escape Pod that I listened to last night. It was absolutely amazing. He's just so good in general.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love Trendane.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. Come by my channel tomorrow, Sunday night at 8 p.m. and we're gonna have a one shot. It's gonna be ladies' night. We've got 5. We've got a female DM and 4 other female players. I am the only male who's going to be on that screen, which is amazing. Something to do in D&D. Where women are generally underrepresented. So it's fantastic. I'm so excited. The great Haley's DMing. Toto D's going to be there. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, see you guys. That's me. Thank you so much. God. I'm so excited.
All right. And so make sure someone get a shout out for Speedy, his channel, his Twitter. You guys should go follow him, go show him some love, and thank him as
Speedy.
always. Din money, man. Din.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Wow. I feel like that was a good combat to start off. Missed a couple of shots, but it was good. We ended with a nice victory. And then it was kind of just like, I guess the session started with physical blows and then ended with mind blows. Because I feel like we,
Yeah.
before it was kind of just like, oh man, we're following this rabbit hole. Where are we going to go? And then, ooh, I think I'm liking some of the theories we came up with today. And I'm liking some of the, these directions we're going. I'm liking it. I feel like we are solving these mysteries. This is good. And something that really stuck out to me and that I'm looking for in the future is this whole angel thing. I don't know, from the get-go, I don't know about you guys, but it was just like, oh yeah, the blood came from, these angels that fell or something, blah, blah. I thought they were like kind of dead and gone, but I don't know if anybody else got this time, but I feel like maybe there's one still alive down there. I don't know. So that was actually a really interesting kind of peak moment for me that a mystery I'm looking forward to unraveling in the
I
future.
don't think
of this
they're
game.
angels. I think that's a code word for something horrendous.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. I don't know. Little boy Ulrich inside, he wants to believe
Like it
in
might
angels.
even be children that they've corrupt. I don't know.
Yeah, right. See, that's the thing.
It's gonna be something horrific.
But we're taking our wins when we can get them. At least we
Yeah.
have a good theory
Yeah.
on the blood. That's good.
Oh yeah, and the new revelation about the blood was never actually corrupted. It was just always like that, and it's people
Yeah,
who are
right.
corrupt.
That's crazy. It's
God
like,
damn,
shit.
that was crazy. That was a huge revelation.
That was,
Oh my
heavy
god.
and awesome.
If I were to do that
Everybody-
second take, like, wait, what?
Wait,
Oh my
what?
gosh. Yeah, that's why psychedelic mind blows this session. So kudos to my team and Askren. So thank you guys, and kudos to the viewers, to Narth, all
Yeah.
you guys rating in, awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm Din Money. I'm a artist and game developer. You can find me online, Din Money. I'll post in the chat. This is I used to stream art. I only stream this awesome stream every week now, and I'm totally fine with that. It's seriously that much fun. Overrides anything else I'd want to do. So, cheers and rock and roll. Check me out online. Again, so happy to be here. Thanks for including me. Rock and roll.
Absolutely, man. Man, 4, what's going on? Look like you're having fun over there.
Me? I'm just enjoying the power I possess. Oh my gosh, and the insight I have been granted. I'm going to enjoy all the little tidbits I've learned this session. Gurney has always had a beef to pick with the White Church, and my goodness, this gives him a lot, because not only are they using pure blood and saying that, oh, it's the pure blood's gone, there's this new blood, it's better, but not really. It's just feeding this sense that, in his eyes, like, power corrupts utterly, and that is what he. Honestly, I feel like it's getting to him. Like, he has this like mode where he's like, yeah, power corrupts. The church is awful. All the. But then he's just using his powers like indiscriminately. I'm just like, yeah, you have this philosophy, but look what you're doing in spite of it. My goodness. I'm 4. I have fluffy hair, and I'm adorable. You can see me on the channel on the Forefront, or you can find me on the Twitter on the Forefronts, and on Thursdays and Fridays, playing D&D. However, the Thursday game is called the Festival of Colors, and the group has finally ascertained that, yes, a slad is making slad babies. Slad poles, if you will.
They can't just wait. Do they gate
That
in the
dramatic
babies?
music.
Well, no. Well, first he has to put the baby somewhere where it's going to, like, gestate, and then usually that's in person, and then it comes out, and it eats the person from the inside out, and then it's like, I'm a baby, I'm Sladpole. They want to stop that from happening, so they're trying to make this stop while a festival is going on. It's horrible. I love Slad, they're wonderful.
Yes.
But if a happy festival with Sladpoles are not your beef, then you can try going into the Underdark with Out of the Abyss, no party mode. No party mode, what does that mean? It means that I don't want to bore you with other players and their characters' backstories. I want to give you what was in that book for everyone to enjoy. So that cast of prisoners that you would usually just tag along as NPCs, no, they're the main focus of the campaign, and my gosh, they just barely escaped with their lives from Vilkenveld and are discovering that the Underdark is just as deadly and dangerous as you might have heard. We actually literally almost had a player death last session. And a very important NPC death. It was a rail coaster, whatever that is. But we are also planning to do some other things over there, and I just hope to see you whenever we do that, or maybe on those 2 days. And I love all of you, and thank you for watching us tonight. I hope you give away, and I love you.
Absolutely. And last but not least, of course, we have the inflappable Lisa, who apparently can flap. Proving me wrong.
I am so confused still. I am so confused.
That's totally normal though, because you came into the campaign late. So
I came in late, so I don't know what I'm missing.
You are playing
and then
perfectly.
I have no idea. But dang, that Blood Raven woman is mighty cool.
Ain't she?
She's so cool. And so was this workshop. It's really neat. So we're gonna keep finding out. I'm just gonna keep that music is so loud. We're gonna keep.
Oh shit! Sorry.
We're gonna keep. Just go. I know. I think I'm talking loud because I think the music is really loud.
Sorry
I'm
about that.
so sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry
Oh
about
my
that.
god. And I am Lisa Bell on Twitter. You can also see me in Blades in the Dark 6 and 20. Our DM on Wednesday night is the Store Cowboy. and it's amazing. Trendane is amazing, and all these characters, it's just the coolest thing, and I'm really excited. So come watch us on Unmade Gaming Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, and yeah, like that.
All right, absolutely.
Like that.
And I love the Argonauts.
Last but not least,
And I can't wait to see this giveaway. Holy crap.
give me 1 second, because I gotta get myself sorted here. So my name, of course, is Askren. I am the host and dungeon master here on Exploding Dice. If you guys haven't already, let us know what you thought. I have to get this set up because apparently I have to do these all manually because for some reason Gleam wouldn't let me pick the winners. First of all, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna tweet out that we're announcing the winners in just a second, but I do want to thank, of course, Mr. Diarrhea Guy 999 and Iagori Beirut de Souza and Hillness for following. Welcome to the madness, my friends. And also, thank you so much to Tunarth with the $16 for preemptive nat 20s for all. Judo Killer with the $8 for nat 20s for the DM. Carrick coming in $4 with a nat 20 for Lisa. And then Tunarth $16 again. Ask and you shall receive another round of nat 20s for all. Thank you guys so much. Of course, all of that support goes to the overhead and keeping the channel running, and we so appreciate it. And thank you to our brand new sub. Thank you so much. We are going to be getting a giveaway for that. But first, as I announced it, we need some hype out the ass because we are picking some winners for our big, huge Dwarven Forge giveaway. If you guys don't know already, this Dwarven Forge giveaway, we have 3 prizes, and I'm saying this to buy some time as I type out this tweet. But the first prize is going to be a set of Dwarven Forge dungeon tiles. I'm led to believe they will be the painted set. This awesome.
Wow.
Nice. As well as a whole box of unpainted sort of Reaper Bones miniatures ready to use in your new Dwarven Forge dungeon. The second prize is, of course, getting themselves a box of unpainted resin Dwarven Forge dungeon tiles. And the third prize is getting a whole bunch of Exploding Dice swag, a dice chest, some dice, maybe some Dice Thulu stickers, and some other good stuff. So, hype in the chat. I am writing this tweet out right now. Come join us live
ED
to
cheer.
see it. Twitch.tv/exploding dice, and then we get some hashtags.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag is the best. All right.
Hashtag butts, important.
Always butts. Always. So there's the tweet. I'm going to drop the link in chat so you guys can retweet it. There it is. Go ahead and tell everyone that we're announcing it. I am getting the winners all sorted here, and this is going to take me just a second. So don't stop with the hype. Do not stop.
There's about to be some really lucky people out there.
Oh yeah, no, this
Who's
is
feeling lucky in the chat? Like, who thinks they're gonna win?
Oh yeah, I want to.
Who's gonna call
right?
it? If anyone calls it that they're gonna win, oh man.
All right, one second here. This is gonna take. This is gonna take a little while because I have to sort this out.
Donate me your prize and I'll do a sketch for you. I'll tell you that. I'll trade someone right now.
Right.
A commissioned art for your prize.
And these prizes are amazing. And the next prizes blew my ever-loving mind. Blew my mind. Completely blew my mind. So there are things I have been wanting for a really, really super duper duper long time, like grabby hands coveting Envy. So yeah, going to be super excited to see who wins all of this stuff.
Huh? Okay.
You better appreciate it out there, whoever's getting this. Wow.
Right? Or I will hurt you.
It's seriously as good as a trip to Raging Waters. Like, so good.
Yeah, that's true.
So good. Yeah. Raging Waters. Come on, you guys, get pumped. It's gonna be so good.
I just gotta.
Did we say what the prizes are? Under my
Yes,
the
I
sneak
did.
peek
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
next
yeah,
one.
I did.
Excellent.
Yes.
The next prizes
Pledging-
are
everyone
just
pledging
as
their
good
sword, I
too.
love it.
All right. So here I've got my things, and I'm just doing it. There's the other one, and where is the last one? Get it?
Oh my god, I'm so excited! Holy cow!
All right,
This
so
is
let's
going
guys.
to be good.
Guys, here is it. Here it's going. It is going.
Oh God.
Go
do
ahead
it.
and get that hype going
Don't
in
do it.
chat. It took
Don't
me.
do it. They don't deserve it. Just.
They don't do it. They don't.
Oh my gosh. There's few times that I wish I was not in the show and just in the chat watching.
Yeah, for real.
This is one of those times.
All right.
Oh,
One
gosh.
second.
And thank you, Dwarven Forge. Thank you, Reaper Minis.
Usually, yes, thank you.
uh,
Dwarven Forge, Reaper Minis, outstanding
everyone.
quality. Outstanding quality
Hearts out
work.
to you.
Yes. Yes.
All
I need
right.
to do
So.
some
the
artwork for
other
Reaper.
companies we love, like Elderwood Academy and
Yes.
and Wormwood Gaming and D&D and Wizards of the Coast and amazing, all these amazing products
And
that we love so much.
Yeah, let's model some
Aspen.
characters,
And
Reaper.
Aspen is my
No,
favorite
not me.
product.
Not me. I'm not here. Pretend I'm not here. Oh.
Looking
Where
by
did Aspen
Leaves
go?
I
Call.
want to win
Oh.
Aspen.
Here.
Yeah.
Just kidding,
Oh,
just
that
kidding.
is
You're not here.
that is an interesting result. Okay.
Oh please. Oh,
It's
So-
Tunarth. He cheaped. He overrode it.
Is it
Doing
Tunarth?
too much.
So let's get the let's get the
Three
announcements
times.
here. This
Okay.
this is not something I was expecting, but the winner of the grand prize, the big Dwarven Forge dungeon set and
Oh
the
my
Reaper
gosh.
minis is
You crazy.
Mr. Carl Huber, Natural 20 Shirts on Twitter.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's it. That is so
wait.
congratulations, my friend.
So
there.
he's definitely gonna appreciate it.
Oh yeah, he is. So that is going out. He is the winner. But we have two more prizes to give out. One of which is going to be the Dwarven Forge set itself. And here is the winner for that. As that comes up on my screen, it is going to. Wow! It is
Another
going
one.
to be Ted Nerd Immersion.
Ted, what?
Yes.
So Ted,
God damn it, Ted.
They're so mad at you.
Ted
Oh, God.
Nerd
Ted.
Immersion has won the second set, but the
You immersing nerd, fucking Ted.
and the third set here, the exploding dice third prize is going to Gregory Scott Festo on Twitter.
This
Oh
Festo
my
Festo.
God,
Gregory
that is
Scott.
all three winners of that. That is
Claim
going to
your
be it.
prizes, or we will claim them for you.
Yeah,
Yes,
claim
yes,
your
yes.
prizes,
Congratulations to the
guys.
winners.
We
that must
of
be so cool.
course.
This is so cool.
Congratulations to all of those winners. I am going to contact them in the once we are done here today, but huge congrats to everyone. Thank you to everyone that entered, and thank you for making that giveaway over 520 retweets and shares
such a
and
cool
stuff, man.
giveaway.
So many people got involved, and I just loved every second of doing it.
We're
and
building a community.
as Lisa said, a huge thanks goes out to Dwarven Forge, my friends over there, and the amazing people over at Reaper, and Elderwood Academy, and everyone else who supplied really cool
Yeah.
stuff. But we have one.
Sirenscape, thank you.
We have one more thing, and I
Shut
am
the
looking for
up.
where it is.
Someone stop this man. He's too crazy. Our DM has gone crazy. This is Din Money live on the scene. He's giving away everything he owns, every
Yeah.
D&D thing he's ever gotten.
He's D&D crazy. He's
amazing.
giveaway crazy.
He's
I have to go
got
get
dragon
them
sickness.
giveaway
on the other side of my
fever.
room.
Because
Because
dragon fever.
because
Oh, God.
we hit our subscriber goal, we are also going to be giving away another one of these Wizards of the Coast cloth
Ooh.
maps. I have a whole pile of these.
Ooh.
I'm going to be giving away these for a long time. So
Nice. Do it. Let's do it.
so here's what I want you guys to do. I'm gonna
Giveaway.
I'm gonna start a contest. It's just for you guys in chat. So here is the giveaway. I'm gonna do exclamation point map, and we're gonna start the giveaway and allow entries. All you have to do is type exclamation point map to join, and you get entered in there. Speedy is taking a nap
Not
instead.
Nap busted.
Speedy taking it. Yeah, I know, Tunarth. I know that got lost in the mail, and I haven't had a chance to get out and ship stuff. Trust me, I will get yours. I'm going to be shipping a massive packages, so yours is going out with it. It got lost. The first one got lost in the mail, and I never got around to doing the second ones. But we'll get there. But get in, you guys doing that.
Can I stand up and show the Cthulhu shirt?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to
Look at
get
this. This is the live model of it.
If you guys have not seen, Din is kind of sexy modeling those amazing Dice Thulu shirts.
He's attacking you.
The art, by the way, is done by Din himself. It is the fantastic Dice Thulu art, which I'm gonna go ahead and put on screen right now because I can.
Yeah.
If you guys want one of those shirts, it's exclamation point merch is where you can get them. Right now, that is the only shirt on there. But I promise I have other shirts coming up. I have some other designs that I'm going to be getting up there in the next couple days, specifically because the TeePublic just sent me an email, and I figure I should pass it on to you. I believe I'm going to actually have to open my email to check this, but I believe in the next 2 weeks. Let me get the exact date for you because the store is going on sale once again. So no, not Dwarven Forge. Let me TeePublic.
Every T-shirt sold gives us inspiration.
Is it?
No, I wish it did.
It's got to be on this.
Put in the purchase notes. Give one of us a nat 20.
Let me hold on. Where is it? TeePublic. I'm searching for them. Your store is going on sale in 2 weeks. Yes. So from June 21st to the 23rd, we are going to have, there's going to be $6 off on all t-shirts. So if you want to save a little money, wait till then, and then you can buy that yourself. So let me also not,
For the record, I'm wearing the tri-coat or the tri-material black one.
I particularly think that this shirt looks best in like the charcoal gray. But you know, you can get it in whatever size and style you want. Okay,
These
that
ones
giveaway,
last so long.
it looks like we got all the entries in, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner on that. And the winner is going to be...
Ooh.
Someone very, 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 very lucky.
Abigator Frenzy.
Abigator!
Motherfucking Abigator Frenzy!
Yeah,
Yay!
baby, get that nap.
Yeah.
Abby,
You
you're getting one of...
son of a bee.
You're getting one of these. I have a whole bunch of these that I got to ship out, so these are... We're going to be doing a big shipping day.
You're getting it whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
We're going to find you, shove it down your throat.
You can't not have this. And here's...
Yeah, congrats. Yeah.
Let's just wrap up our stream on a really cool note, because I know these guys are excited about it. You guys want to know what we're going to do for next month. I don't know if you can hear me right now. You guys want to know what you can do for next month to make an awesome giveaway. Well, I have reached out to my friends over at the one and only Wormwood Gaming, and they have sent me some stuff. And what have they sent me? Well, the first thing they have sent me is this fantastic... I don't know what the wood this is. I can't find it on here. This is a red oak rolling tray, and it is the big rolling tray. So it's got your dice, and it's got room for everything else, and it is nice. It's got the felt sort of leather bottom, and it's amazing. But that's not all.
It's amazing. It's
But
not, guys.
That is not all, because
Wait,
what I
what
have
is
in
this?
here is the ultimate box. This is the coolest thing that I've ever seen. So here we go.
What is it? Mysterious.
Slowly.
It's so good. It's so good.
This
I can't handle it.
I'm
How could only a box
is a
be that
black
interesting?
walnut supreme deck box dice chest, hero chest. This thing is like the Rolls Royce. This is like a $400 product, by the way. It comes with a magnetized bottom with a felt padded thing that you can fit minis and dice in, and you just pop it right on there. And it also snaps open and has room for your stuff in there, your deck, your minis, your dice. But not only that, It says
the madness.
Oh,
it tells you
embrace
to embrace the madness. Embrace
Oh.
the madness.
madness.
every time you open it up,
It will
you're just
remind
one
you.
step closer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we're not only is this thing going to be going, but I am going to be reaching out to friends in the dice making community, in the mini community. I have some minis to paint. We're gonna fill this up with goodies for you. We're gonna fill it up with all kinds of stuff. So that is going to be the make up the next month's giveaway. Hopefully we can. I can't help but do this stuff for you guys, to acquire these things and try and put them in your hands, because it's really the only way I know how to say thank you guys all for spending your time here, for joining us week after week, showing your support and keeping the channel running, and just all your love. It's this is how I feel like I have to repay you guys. So thank you guys once again for joining us. Of course, the night is not just over, because we need to find someone to smash with some raid love. We've got a lot of hype here, and we need a place to send it all. So let's go see who is streaming right now that we can go crash their party.
With love.
With love. Always with love. Always.
With God.
Yes, with love.
Wait, never mind.
with
I'm not in
love.
character anymore. Sorry.
Not in character
with love.
anymore.
With love.
I will take that God stuff and I will
Blood.
I will run to church with it.
I will take you to church downtown.
Oh gosh.
I don't know who's
In
live.
reality, Ulrich would be those groups that stand outside Comic-Con and stuff and interrupt people.
Oh, Ulrich.
That's so
Nice.
horrible.
Oh gosh, no. He wouldn't. He
Oh,
wouldn't.
Lord.
That'd be too boring for him. He'd have to smash with those signs.
You know what? I have not said hi to this guy in a while, and he is on my list. Why don't we go ahead and say hello to another D&D player and friend of mine, Mr. Goobers515. He is playing Everspace right now, but he does play. He plays D&D with my friend Wax Steven, and
Nice.
he's just a really cool guy. So let's go drop in and show some love there, because everyone else on my follow list is offline.
Yeah, let's get him.
So here's what's gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna drop the link in chat. ! Raid right there. There it is. I want you guys to smash that as much as possible. I want you guys to hit that channel as hard as you can. You just raided him with Bub the other day. Oh well, now
Let's
he's
use all of Two North's nat 20s on this raid right
yeah,
now.
absolutely, all of them. So there's the link, guys. Go
I'll get my
ahead.
sword ready.
Go ahead and smash that channel real hard. Let them know that Exploding Dice is here. That's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Big thank you to every one of my players and every one of you guys who joined us here tonight. As always, Sunday is going to be our is sort of or Saturday's a weird day. There's no stream tomorrow on Sunday, but come back for Creative Monday, and then of course Fuzzy Dice on Tuesday, and Iron Gods on Wednesday. That's our streaming week.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next time, but as always, don't let Dice Thulu get his tentacles on you, because he might chisel his name into your brain. We'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Woo!
Oh.